2, 1. In about seconds, come on. It's like about a second. It says, "Oh, it's the characters." Here, give me a sec. I forgot. I guess here. Maybe it's this, right? Here. Then I'll put etc. That'll do it, right?
I better send out the bat signal.
Same. Copy. That. The title was too long. All right. Does this work? Nah, it doesn't. This is the thing. Is this? Okay. I had to remove the featuring, unfortunately. God damn it. It's my title. My stream.
I'm very sad that Will of the Drill isn't the official track.
How is it not the official track, bro? How are these guys failing on that?
Wait. Hold on. Have faith in Brady, because he said that, like, apparently this track for this episode's gonna be like way better than that. Plus, like, Will of the Drill.
I'm hoping this new one's better than Will of the Drill, but I am saying Will of the Drill is iconic.
I'll always take something better.
Video.
I'll always take something better. But yeah, like, I mean, if they want to make something better, it is pretty goated. But before we go any further, guys, real quick, welcome to the stream, everyone. Just so you know, we are live, boys, so don't say anything crazy or unhinged as usual.
I'll make sure to tone down my Australianisms.
Also, thanks for tuning in despite how late it is over there in the great country.
It's okay. I'm upside down. I understand.
Today we got quite the pantheon of people. We got Jobber Godot rolling around with us, man. Yo, say what's up. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. Have at it. Jobber, you go first, man.
What's up, everybody? It's your lawyer, Jobber Godot. It's just nice to be here. I'm also streaming as well at the same time as Lumos. It's gonna be the V-stream. No full time. Yeah. That's all for me, though. I'm chilling.
Oh yeah, who wants to go next, man? Have at it.
You can go.
Yo, go for it, Pursuit. What you got, huh? Man,
it's just like a...
Yep.
He's gonna be super hardcore.
I gotta turn this down a tad bit, but yo, we are here for the memes either way, boys. I hope you guys are dead set and ready to go, because this is gonna be pretty wild, I will imagine.
Absolutely.
Yo, leading up to all of this jazz, I ran through the G1 blog you could see in the corner over here on the live stream, and it was about as upsetting as I could possibly expect it to be. So if this battle is anything similar, I'm gonna be let down to an unbelievable level. But you know what? I'm not giving up hope until I see it, okay? My fingers are crossed, not because I have faith in Death Battle, but because I have faith in Liam. Okay?
What?
Liam,
yep, just Liam. That's it.
It's just, wow.
Yep, it's just Liam, okay?
In Liam we trust.
Yep, in Liam we trust for this battle, okay? I'm hoping Liam's influence can pull a W here, but that's all I got. That's as little faith as I possibly can have in what's going on right now.
Oh my gosh.
Hands clasped above my head. Liam, please.
Oh,
You should have seen that video of that guy in the car where he's like, Donald Trump, hear my prayer? That's me right now. Liam, hear my prayers. Liam, hear my prayers. Liam, I trust.
Yo, don't forget this is a super chat stream, homies. Post your comments down low, but if you actually want them answered by me and the crew here, make sure it's a super chat. We'll take care of you on that action.
Yo, sup, Gold Mail Cooler, and sup, the Blue. Nice seeing y'all here.
Yeah, I got Nuzlite chilling in the chat too, man, as well as Rockin' Alice. I got all the goats chilling over here. Yeah, this is gonna be a banger day, man. This is gonna be a banger video. At least I hope so. Yep. And even if it's not, I know this would be a banger stream with the crew we got today.
Yep, this is gonna be something.
I'm hoping extremely entertaining time.
I'm just really excited for this animation, dude. The animations in these videos are always really good, but more so than that, it's a 2D animation, and I'm always a big fan of their 2D animations, so always big W in that department.
Yeah, this one's gonna be nothing but good old W's. It's gonna be awesome.
So, Jobber said something before we wound up going live, that he thinks that Actually, I'll just let you rephrase it. Yo, who you think's taking it, and then who do you think they're gonna have win? We'll just do a round table on that action while we wait.
All right. So for me, like personally, on this death battle, right, I am 100% rooting for Kyle. 100%. Whom I'm betting on winning. I personally don't think Simon wins, but I think he will win this death battle. I think I'm going into this thinking Simon's just gonna absolutely wreck Kyle. Like he's just gonna drill through the source wall and said, "You're a fucking loser," and then just drill a hole through Kyle's head, something. That's what's probably gonna happen. That's my take right now. So
I'm personally rooting and betting Kyle all the way.
All the way.
My profile picture and character is based off of the anti-spiral, but I have never watched Gurren Lagann. I know it's good.
I just dig the imagery, man.
I love the imagery of the anti-spiral.
So it does go hard.
Help myself.
It is cool. Solid character design.
I'm really yeah, it's simple but perfect. I'm really hoping Kyle pulls out the win here. I really want him to win.
Yeah, I'm feeling unfortunately similar. I think Kyle should mega stomp this bad boy just via how he accessed and tampered with cosmology and the obscene hacks that he has. But yeah, if I don't necessarily know the connection between the G1 blog and the actual decisions made at Death Battle.
Oh, there's no connection.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, but if it's anything similar. If it's anything similar to their conclusions, then this is a lost cause. Okay, this is Gonzo.
If they don't buy Simon's existence erasure, then it should be easy for Simon. But if they do buy Simon's existence erasure, then they'll probably say that he's able to get that off before Kyle's able to get off any of his win cons, which is pretty much what the blog said. But I think that's pretty similar to how I'd assume Death Battle would take it. Unless they think that Kyle would be able to pull off his win cons faster.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure for I'm mainly just kind of going off of what happened with Superman in his third outing, where they kind of gave him time trapper stuff, and so he would or he should be able to kind of scale to stuff of being able to survive existence erasure and stuff like that. So I mean, already I think they gave Kilowog stuff, so I think they should be fine for...
Yeah, they do the same thing they did with Hal, where they said yo, Kilowog could survive the Crisis on Infinite Earths with his ring, as well as a few other Green Lanterns, and Hal's considered the greatest of all time and the superior to all of them, especially later on. They just grant that scaling towards him. Yeah, they tend to do that a lot at Death Battle, and not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's weird to me that we would do that in all those situations, but in this, it does not. Dude, this guy manipulates the source, bro. It's kind of crazy. Why would we do that in all those instances and not this one? But let's not question that.
It's some interesting memes there. Also see some people in the chat. Someone says Spiral. Kyle is probably stronger, but Simon is so much cooler. Okay, all right. Well,
you can argue that. I think that's a solid argument. No one's arguing which character is cooler here, because anybody can argue who's cooler, right? And we can all have solid opinions on that, but those are just more opinions than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And morning. David says the pitch Aku versus Lich pitch. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Malak did a good job with the pitch. Glad you liked his pitch. Says the Blue said, I've got mixed feelings about the G1 since their Bowser versus Eggman blog. That's fair. So John says, I want Simon to win, but I want the combatants I want the Mexican combatants to at least get one win. Okay. Space
Have
says,
we had many Mexican fighters?
I can't think.
I don't know.
There's
What Latinos have we had in Death Battle
Yeah.
history? We've had one Australian, and they lost.
Where's
which
my
I cried
Latinos
about.
at?
We had Crash Bandicoot, and he died to Spyro pretty hard, which made me very sad. He's the one Australian combatant we've ever had in Death Battle, and I am hoping for Sniper versus Jigen, but I know Sniper loses that one. So
It's unfortunate. But wait. But think about it. Wait. He's losing to Jigen. Jigen's
losing
that's
to
I don't
Jigen.
know. That's pretty good though. Okay, Jigen's he's a goat. He's a goat.
Yeah, like
Thanks,
Jigen's one
Kamal.
of my favorite characters of all time, but like, I would like an Australian to win Death Battle for once. Maybe I'll get that with Junkrat versus Fuse if they ever do that, or maybe Junkrat and Roadhog versus Bebop.
Where's the Aussie representation, man?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's the Aussie W's, man?
Where is it all at? Where's it at?
Someone says Light versus Columbo next. Trust. I hope.
Like
lose and
Columbo.
next
That'd be
trust. All right,
crazy.
there-
That'd be crazy.
Listen next.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. It's
Jobber's
the
coping
countdown's
on
happening.
that. If it's not that, I think Jobber might explode. Is all I'm gonna say.
Oh, I'm gonna explode, bro! Like complete, like Dr. Manhattan detonation. That's gonna happen to me. I'm just like, oh! Like, it's just damn.
Fucking Jabba, you've guessed Lausanne next for the past like the fuck
17 battles,
70
yeah.
death battles.
I-
Yeah.
That is.
I'm
true.
like, you know what? Like maybe my hope Lenta ring is flying back to me after that G1 block, bro. Maybe I can hope for that. I can hope for that.
This dude's been guessing Lausanne before Owl House and Amphibia even came out. Like,
Yeah, true. Amen. You are not wrong.
Like, oh my goodness.
he woke up and he was like, it came to me in a dream.
It's like, Jobber, what are you talking about? Luzanne, who are these characters? Amphibians, Outhouse, what are these series? Like, they don't exist yet.
I just imagine it's like the scene from like Batman versus Superman with the Flash, and he's just like, Lausanne's the key.
It's the key.
It's the key.
Man,
Wait, am I too early?
I don't know, man. Like, the more and more I think about this death battle, the more and more I think I'm the one getting my brain spiral drilled out, because, bruh, I feel like everyone is so dishonest to one side of this conversation, and they're so charitable to like another side of the conversation. I'm looking at some of these chats, and it's just like, but bro, like, Gurren Lagann is like outer though, and it's like, dude, do you know how uncharitable you have to be to not get even like just the sphere of gods to outer? Like, come on, man. And there's like several layers past that, man. Like, holy shit, it's so easy.
I hope they reference the boot this episode.
Oh yeah, wait, yeah, they did. Like in the Kyle
In
preview.
the preview,
they
they
did.
referenced the boot. Oh, okay.
Well, like not
Very happy.
not in the animation. Like I'm not sure if it's gonna appear in the
I
animation,
hope
but like
they
in the
reference the boot in the animation. I want them.
Oh,
I swear to God, if they have-
Simone.
If they have Kyle win due to time hacks, I'm gonna fucking kill myself, okay? Like, if that somehow happens, dude,
For the tip.
like,
wait.
that'll be the end,
Please
is all I'm
have
saying.
But wait,
Tip. Please
Oh, wait a
have
minute,
Kyle at least say
but
thanks.
the most ironic part about that, Lumos, is that like one of Simon's like literally his only win con is time hack. It's probability missiles. That's insane.
Yo,
It's
I
reversed.
know, like, that
It's
would just be like the most hilarious thing in the multiverse, is if
Time
Kyle
misses.
wins the time
Misses
hack.
Probability.
Yep.
Time, huh?
Oh lord. All right, we're starting in 9. Yes, it's starting. All right, here we go. Here we go, boys. Let's get this.
I've got the biggest smile on my face.
Prove me wrong, Death Battle. Prove me wrong, Death Battle.
Come
Alright, here
Kyle.
goes, here
I've got
goes.
my White Lantern ring on. I'm so
Music.
Yeah, was that the actual animation? That looked like hand-drawn animation. That was crazy.
Oh yeah, it's fully hand drawn
This is
apparently.
hand drawn this episode.
Oh, I heard it was 2D animation. Like, I thought it was just like 8-bit.
Pixels.
Yeah, what is going on here?
It's hand drawn.
Hand drawn. So it's kind of like
Skills to find out who
It
would
should
win.
be
almost entirely hand drawn.
Jihad Village lived in
Alright.
dreary
This
isolation.
episode should be
Yeah.
full hand
East
drawn. Yeah.
underground, Jihad Village lived in dreary
Yo,
isolation.
are you guys hearing this
In a wider
double
world
right now?
above their squalid caves.
Double?
That's where the hero of our story cast, Kamina, the great and mighty.
Hold up.
Oh, and his little
I
brother
know what
from
it
another
is.
mother, Simone. He was there too, I guess.
Simon was a digger.
Yeah,
Oh my
He
God.
would drill endlessly
Gyro.
through the dirt until
Yep.
the day he found the core drill.
A key that activated the mysterious.
I had it playing in the background of another video over here. I was like, what is going on, man?
A Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the Earth for humanity.
Okay.
Starring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren.
And as befits Kamina and Simone's unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagan merged, creating Gurren Lagan.
With Kamina piloting the body and
Santa.
Simone the head,
It's
these
editing.
two were
Love it.
unstoppable.
They always do have really
Fighting
solid
robots
editing.
In all the animes across history, Gurren Lagann might just be
God,
the
Evangelion.
absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's willpower and capable of making any weapon they can imagine.
Including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course...
Drills! Wrist-mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills, kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite, the
Very
Giga Drill
imaginative.
Bureku!
We know the drill.
It is so funny that the only thing they could think of
Let's
was
see.
drills.
Drills.
That's like
What
if
this
I made
animation?
booze or something, my
my
whole
God.
personality.
What
With
Oh, One
Gurren
Piece.
Lagann's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome.
Until Kamina died. Oh, wait. shit,
Arigato.
Was that supposed to happen?
Nope, and it
Kamina.
was all Simone's fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all, he was just a humble digger,
Damn.
at home in the darkness,
Got
guided
wrecked.
solely by the light of Kamina's spirit.
So his big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simone who believes in you. Damn.
Or a good
Kamina
dog.
was the one looking up to
Mm-hmm.
him the whole time. It was Simone who
I didn't
found
even know there
Lagan,
were two people.
Simone who pierced the surface, and
Oh, yeah.
Simone who would now lead humanity to victory.
Probably should have watched this
Especially
show
with his
before it
gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
This is where the scaling gets real crazy.
Spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed the Spiral Nemesis.
Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the spiral turned
Oh my God,
inward
what's that
represents
fucking
endless obsession
samurai
and
jack?
madness, the spiral
Yeah.
turned outwards.
Yo, JoJo Part 7? Infinity? No, Touchdown 4?
Reference
Representation of
Infinity.
humanity's
Let's go.
evolution.
The random shoutouts.
Potential
Lamau
Simone
spinning.
used as he led
I feel like that's what that was,
teams
Lamau, other
across
spinning
the
anime that
multiverse
looked
to
really
take the
good.
fight to the
It's me.
anti-spiral. And
It's
this
there.
is where
Yeah,
Gurren
Pursuit showed
Lagann
up.
gets crazy.
Channeling spiral power lets you constantly adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming. Simone can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions. He can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Shit does sound like an Avid Green Man
Gurren
involved.
So
Lagann,
good.
which is strong
Yeah.
enough to shatter space
So
and
well-animated
time with
show.
a punch.
Or the super
Oh, very well
galaxy
animated.
Gurren Lagann.
Movie goes even
which can
crazier.
fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimensions, all within
Oh.
a Planck instant.
That's the smallest unit of time
Oh,
physically
shit.
possible.
Meaning each
Uh-oh.
laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light.
Well, wait a
What?
minute.
Faster than
Why would
light.
Well, looks like this
I mean,
wins the award
if
for
it's moving
fastest
through, like,
calculated speed feat in our
Space
show's
times.
history.
That's just a measurement.
Congratulations,
Well,
Gurren
I don't know if we
Lagann.
count that, but okay, we're doing something.
We
here.
calc things here,
Oh,
okay? That's the
yo,
only way to
SpongeBob
measure
is-
things. That's the only way to measure things, Jobber.
Innumerable number
Oh
of
god.
enemies
Yo,
across
SpongeBob
the
did the third on here.
universe.
It's true, measure
You
things.
literally
Oh
cannot
gosh.
calculate how fast that is.
Oh my gosh.
Set out to
Wait, they
escape the
literally just gave-
anti-spiral's greatest trap.
can't
the
calculate it.
multiverse labyrinth. An attack that imprisons Simon in
For
his
real,
own
measurement really got
multiverse,
calculated here.
Yeah, I
forced
can't
to
calculate it,
experience
yeah.
an
So we
infinite number
can't
of
give it a
alternate
quality.
realities that
It's just
control his
it's
mind,
incalculable.
permanently arresting him
Yeah.
in a dream world.
Except Simone and his spiral power are just built different. And after being inspired by his bro, Simone absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was
20D, the
11-dimensional,
black box.
meaning Simone absorbed a higher dimensional structure.
Oh,
in every
shit, they're
order of
using the-
infinity.
Oh shit! Yeah,
The
the
jump between
20D.
dimensions is
Yeah,
Yeah, I
there's
see
no
it.
20D stuff.
What's built?
Each new dimension
Oh, it's a
has
translation error.
universal
Okay, yeah, stuff like that.
extends
Yeah, I see now.
infinitely.
Yeah.
Thus, an
Whew.
infinite gap in size.
So
and
they got the verse at
scope.
11D.
What?
Oh, we're just getting started. Imagine
they just
a
have, like,
two-dimensional
infinite
drawing
properties.
interacting with a
We're actually talking higher dimensions here. Holy
Oh.
shit. Okay.
That's not too far.
I did not expect them to actually go into
Because when
this.
Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with
Remember in the
every
cast they were
alternate universe
talking
version
about, like,
of
oh, we
himself,
really wanna go
including
over
an
the
alternate
cosmology
universe Simon
for
who was
both
writing his
of the
own
universe
alternate
now.
universe version of Gurren Lagann. And
Oh,
that
shit.
author's spiral power
They're using reality or
makes fictional
fiction
Simon
outer.
real, adding another to the mix.
Oh
Wait,
boy.
if every human being has spiral
Wait, that's just
power,
another
you're
dimension.
telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave
I mean, they brought the.
Oh my god. Yo, imagine if we used...
Oh, it adds another.
Imagine if we used that same logic for DC where every person who dreams of anything creates other creations.
Shooting missiles that alter
This is
probability
something.
Inside the
have a
bleed.
100% chance of hitting you, or tossing galaxies around like frisbees.
Higher dimensions.
Sorry, did I say
And each one of those
galaxies?
people have the emotional
Universes.
spectrum in them, so he's manipulating those just by manipulating them.
generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simon
Okay.
turns his thoughts into reality, letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just by willing it back into existence.
Like when Lord Genome used spiral power to survive quantum breakdown, or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe, used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level for 7 days
Shit.
straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible outcome
I-
in reality.
I can
Nia
see it.
literally
Yep.
regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If
Oh,
I have
boy.
spiral power, whiz, when the fuck is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough for the anti-spiral, Simon evolved
He lost
one
his leg.
more time.
Into Super Tengen Topa Gurren Lagann!
This mech is so big, its size is literally incalculable. And with a drill somehow even larger than that, Simon and his friends shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Hey,
No, they
cruel
killed me.
indifference of the universe!
No.
Meet the indomitable human
Damn
spirit!
it.
Proving Connor's
Pursuit,
words
fight back!
prophetic, that Simon's
Fight back!
goal is the
Pursuit should have won, bro. He had plot. He literally had plot, dude. Pursuit got blindsided. He wasn't paying attention. He shouldn't have had popcorn that day.
Always looking
Yeah.
up. For
Look,
all the
I
lights
didn't get
in the
po- I
sky
didn't get
are
prep
stars,
time.
and
I-
there's
facts,
somewhere
facts.
another
I see-
world of spiral
I see the
cousins that can
breadcrumbs they learned in this Simon preview. It.
To a
I'm
humble
seeing how they're gonna explain Simon winning. It sounds a little similar to something we read
The
before
universe is a
yesterday.
dangerous place.
It's a-
Should you find yourself face to face with an
Jonas,
interdimensional
Alright.
seen
vessel,
this one
alien
before.
dictators,
Just-
or
Yeah,
really
I played these games before.
Damn, the editing on this shit is crazy.
They're the
Oh, that's
Space
what-
Fuzz, an intergalactic police force founded billions
DCAU.
of years ago by blue leprechaun gods.
And the greatest Green Lantern among them.
That's
is
like half true
everyone's
on the
favorite,
leprechaun shit.
Hal Jordan.
You
I
know
love
him. You love him. You
Leprechauns are actually guardians of the universe.
But you gotta respect him.
Yeah, even they acknowledge how much people hate that
Until
shit.
the day his will
Yep.
broke.
After his hometown got completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind. He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and
That's one of the most
absorbed the
God-tier
central power
moments, bro.
battery, the literal Green Lantern.
Becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was
Jesus,
only
bro,
one
this
Editing.
editing
That
is
was
crazy.
so awesome.
Yeah.
killing spree.
So awesome.
With it, and with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green
I
Lantern
thought this
ring
was
in
Back
the
to the Future
universe
music
to
for
a
some reason.
human,
What
Yeah,
the
it
fuck?
felt like it.
Kyle Rayner.
Yeah.
So was Kyle picked for his
Feels pretty campy.
willpower like Hal was?
Ah, he was just there. He had no idea what was going on. Must feel good being given the most dangerous magical weapon in existence to figure out on your
That's
own.
an interesting way
If
of
Colonel
reflecting
Sanders,
back on
Daffy
that.
Duck, Space Wheat, and a sentient box can master
He
it.
dislikes
What's your
DC
excuse, Kyle?
editorial.
The Green Lantern ring can do anything, fulfilling any wish its user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating? Well, consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over. That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force
is all true.
singularity.
Tapping into the
Yep.
Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space.
I can't wait for the
providing
moment
speeds
of
that
the
are not
most-
only
Yo,
fast,
what the fuck? Hold on, that's a big no-no. It's not a higher dimension of space.
Artificial intelligence that
No.
operates just as fast. automatically.
It's literally stated beyond
giving
time and
the
space.
Speed.
That Boozer Kilowog survived
Yeah.
being erased from existence
Kyle's
by the
cooked.
crisis on Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled by its users' willpower and limited only by their imagination.
While
Oh my
Hal
God.
may have had
5D.
the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is unmatched, probably because he's a comic book artist. And we know from this show, they think of some wild shit.
But the Green Lantern's most recognizable ability is their
Fucking
constructs.
Chad's accent
special.
broke.
Samurai armor,
Yeah.
pirate ships, giant dragons, actual
This is not
working
crazy.
home computers, and his favorite
That computer
super
was
fighting
calculating,
robots. Hey, that one looks
like,
familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough
programs
to
that were
lift
going to
the spectrum
explode the
who weighs as much
multiverse.
as
Kyle's
eternity.
Or hold
concept
back a
creation were crazy.
12.3 dimensional Big Bang. Wait, point
He's the
three?
most creative.
DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
So it can blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered
No.
his girlfriend,
They're gonna
Alex,
do it.
and put her body in a
actually
fridge.
Oh my god, the
Wasn't the only
fridge!
one traumatized.
How is this Kyle's fault? Like, how are they trying to pin this on Kyle is what's mind-blowing to
Female
me.
characters are often sacrificed
Oh
as
my
mere
gosh.
plot devices to further a male
This
character.
dude
That's
just
wild.
killed her to get at him. He hadn't done anything. The government just hired him to do
Finally
it.
got serious.
And this is the
He
second
became a
time.
prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps
This
better than
is
ever.
real life. I
Little
can't
did he
believe
know,
it.
this torchbearer's
They
greatest journey
brought
had
up the
only just
fridge.
begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy.
Oh, we're just gonna skip over all the ion stuff.
All the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
Where Kyle was essentially God.
Yeah, we're gonna skip past the understanding just how powerful each one of those entities are.
Horrors in your mind. The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but also their souls.
Red is rage, ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm.
That's not
Which
true because
sounds
that's not
like
how it
sucks,
worked with
but
him.
It's metal
He,
as
he
hell.
didn't suffer any of those
Powered by
problems.
hope, and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination,
All the hope.
and supercharge.
If you had read the comics, you would know
Because
that.
compassion,
That's tragic.
Reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across
Compassion.
space, connecting him to others.
The final one was the Sapphire Light of Love. With it,
They at least got the order
enemies
right.
Within crystal
bad, though.
matrices and control their minds. But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving
Facts.
himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh, self-love. I get it.
Oh.
Must be nice. And
boy.
with their powers combined. he
Wait, that
doesn't
is not
make
what-
his enemies
what?
taste the rainbow.
The light of the spectrum.
That is not what he loved at the end of that. He forgave Ganthet for trying to kill him.
Over the power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack.
Magic.
more
That wasn't
useful-
even Kyle. That wasn't even Kyle back
I'm having a
there.
heart attack.
I'm not
having a heart
happy
attack.
about
I'm having a
that.
heart
I'm
attack.
happy
From the
about that.
DC multiverse.
having a heart
Kyle
attack.
is vastly more
Yes,
powerful than
T2.
any other lantern in existence.
Yes,
Like
TF2.
hell. Who could harness the energy of every power battery across
In the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal
TF2
all wounds,
mentioned
purify
I
corruption,
could die in
and resurrect
peace.
the dead,
Save here.
the light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation.
True.
Like the anti-monitor.
Okay, so
It's
it's
me
not
again.
Totally useless.
Oh, Steven Universe. Look at this, bro. What is this?
And acquired the life equation.
Lots of good
Essentially
references
the
here.
source code to reality. The life equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim,
Yeah.
even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The life equation,
Dark
like its
side.
counterpart,
Yeah, everything under the
life
source
equation,
wall, bro.
is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality.
This is from
originating
vibrational-
in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
So
Okay.
it's not
Okay, they
So,
just used the term platonic. Okay, so
Yeah,
like,
that matter. Okay, so this,
Struggled
yeah.
to control
All right.
And it subconsciously
So,
manifested a being
baseline outer, not low outer.
years
Baseline outer,
after
Kyle's. Okay.
Oblivion.
Whew.
Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his
This
whole
is
life
true.
struggling with the power that the gods granted him, and throughout it all, he
no, the gods did not grant him this. He earned it. He took it, bro.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found
God
his
damn, this
second
animation
corps,
goes so hard.
the White Lanterns.
All right.
And together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
Hell yeah.
And now he was the
That's
one
pretty
giving
nice.
out rings of
I mean, that's
unlimited
kind of
power
a
to
weird
people who weren't
interpretation of
sure
what
if they
happened
could
there.
command it.
Bad
So
movie.
he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings.
They didn't scale him at all.
They like
Hey, remember beer?
the highest.
Did they
had,
mention?
like-
Hold on. Did they mention that he crossed the source wall and went to the Overvoid Beyond?
I don't think they did.
might
No.
mention
We've
that
got
in
a
the post
solution.
analysis.
It's our own website.
Yeah.
That's www.deathbattle.com.
So far,
it's like our
for
own
Kyle,
Patreon,
they
with a
had
store for
DC
Death
at
Battle merch
12.3
and a complete
dimensions.
Death Battle video
At least they have them,
It's
like,
got episodes
looks
that
like
you
White
can
Land, they have them at
download
outer, like with the
and
whole Platonic
censor,
stuff,
and there's
transcending,
even
blah, blah,
more
blah.
goodies on the way.
So that's pretty
So
dope.
check out Death Battle
I also see, like, the stuff for Simo, it looks like the reasoning's there for them to give, I guess, a similar reason to the G1 blog for Simo winning. It's worrying. I'm worried. But hey, I'm going to think Simo's going to win, even though I think Kyle wins, so.
I think Kyle's
let's-
winning.
let's
I
see.
don't know, man.
I have.
Alright.
I think they're
Alright,
just gonna
here we
make the
go.
argument of platonic concepts don't scale them out. Knowledge claim.
Hey,
Oh.
dude. Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner
This
here.
looks so good.
Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is.
Oh my god, this is literally the
thinking it's the
start
giant
of
mech.
Ben versus
Why
Hal.
don't you hand it
Oh
over?
no.
I mean, that's traditionally how it goes, but this is never how Kyle would approach somebody ever. Kyle's way
Yeah.
too laid back. He wasn't hurting anybody or doing anything wrong, so he'd be like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, death battle, so you gotta have a fight.
A little bit of a weird setup. Prefer the nerd route.
Is he throwing yellow constructs at him already?
Wait, is that a yellow construct?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Wait,
what I was thinking.
No way!
Yeah, red. They're granting him everything, like in base. A little video game mechanic in it.
Oh, he just took God.
Yeah, we
Oh my
going straight
God.
to space.
This is
Okay.
bad. Oh,
God damn, bro. Some of these animations are intense.
already? He went full power. What? Nah, that's
I mean, he's gonna have to, bro. Like nothing
No.
else would be anywhere
Kyle's
near
White
this
Lantern.
guy.
White Lantern already? No.
What, you mean Cosmic Armor Superman? What the fuck? What the fuck?
This is a quick escalation.
Touch the untouchable.
What the fuck?
Break the unbreakable. If you ain't know, now you know.
Such a crazy escalation of the fight.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. The source wall. He's gonna drill through it. I know it. Yep.
Yo, let's see what he's got.
Oh my gosh.
This would just help hit like Kyle. Yeah,
Oh,
this
no.
wouldn't be anything good for him.
Yep.
Fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of
Simo's
your friends,
taking it.
compassion for me, your hope for the future. Choose life.
Have faith in the
Yep.
Wouldn't
Simo's
that just
winning. I know
empower
it.
Kyle though?
Yep. Oh shit, I knew
To
it.
choose
Yeah.
life.
Super Tekken Topa Gurren Lagann! My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens! Giga Drill Free!
Yep.
Yo.
I knew
Let's
it.
see.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
Feels weird that Kyle hasn't gotten an emotional one yet.
I know, right? Like Kyle's just chilling.
Kyle's also
That's it.
doing shit that doesn't make any sense for his character.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
The super weapon wasn't your mech. It was me. Then, Simone, I'm taking you in brightest day.
Oh shit.
Hell yeah, this is
evil shall
awesome.
escape my
Yep.
sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power.
Wait, but where's the White Lantern ring? The shit came back to him.
He just lost that in the middle, don't question it.
Oh, what? Yeah. I knew it.
Do you grit those teeth?
Yo, what a tragedy.
Yep. Damn.
You'd make
What a weird
a good
conclusion.
lantern.
Simo,
Simon of Earth, you have.
Huh?
Just
Damn.
who the hell do you think I am?
Damn. Yeah, I mean,
I'm curious to see the conclusion.
Yeah.
Sunglasses.
When both
Let's
combatants
see.
Let's see.
Hold on, everyone, chill. Let's
Oh,
see.
it's Ringmaster.
by our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's
Okay.
analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
First up, imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone
Kyle's
uses
imagination
few
can
attacks
extend to
that
higher
can be
ranges.
countered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against
Crisis on
being
Infinites.
erased
Or,
across
yeah,
the
level
multiverse.
attacks.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal, which was mostly drills. Though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main.
How is it a
That's
draw?
crazy.
They got like
That's
what?
crazy.
He says, "Yo, he has energy absorption, so their imagination is a draw."
It's the
What the
source of
fuck?
Everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This
I knew
might
it.
sound absurd
Yeah.
for most characters,
Okay.
but it's
That's
necessary
crazy.
What's the
because it's
argument?
Beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each numbered dimension
So you don't buy
infinitely
infinite
surpasses
dimensions.
the one below.
This does
Which
DC.
meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's
So,
that they can always get stronger.
The argument is he can grow multiple dimensions in tier in this fight with no evidence.
Potential.
What the fuck?
With spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So
Lord.
just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog.
Like, imagine saying that these characters are entire dimensional tiers away from one another at the beginning of the fight, and one will get to the other. What the hell?
Close the gap with Kyle.
This is
Especially
crazy.
since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge. Especially since Simone could likely.
I mean, they've
regenerate
been
for at least a
reality
week's
warped out of
work,
existence
like
and
Ian
come
did.
back.
While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to
What?
reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisted.
The argument is he's jumped infinities before, and thus he can do it again. Even though Kyle has demonstrated that
The life equation.
before as well.
Wow, this is crazy.
Even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't
you see the black
control
box?
it.
They
It
literally
was
Poor Kyle.
as much a
Poor
detriment
Kyle.
to him as an asset,
Dr.
forcing him to
Manhattan.
relinquish it to keep
This is
the
true,
reality.
but he was destroying all of existence doing it. So if you grant him that, he'd be destroying all of existence, including Simone. What is this?
This is-
into reality.
A
Whoa.
pretty similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no trouble embracing.
And keep in mind, all that shit is still on the
Yeah.
lower tiers of existence.
Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway?
Oh, yo, in his story, he just overcame everyone in his story, so that's how his stories work. So in versus battles, that's how we have to grant. That's how we have to grant it, because he has adaptive ability. Yo, that's crazy. The cosmic armor Superman logic is unhinged.
Even this
You know what?
I hope Kyle
This is-
at
this is
least
something.
dubbed
I'm
the
still
fight,
betting
because
on
when it
Hulk
comes
versus
to Death
Godzilla
Battle
being next.
losers-
Okay, who's next? Who's next, boys? Who's next?
Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Who's next?
I'm
Next
hoping
time
for
on
something
Death
unknown.
Battle.
No, wait. Oh, okay,
Roadrunner versus
okay.
Tom and Jerry. Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote versus Tom and Jerry.
Let's
Okay. I'm actually kind of cool with that. I'm actually kind of cool with that.
See more death battle. Thanks for
Oh no, Wile E.
Yeah.
Coyote versus Tom Cat. Okay, I thought it was like a doubles.
Yeah.
But okay, one or the other.
I almost
curious.
got excited for Mad Max to get on Death Battle.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That
I'm
was-
still
wow.
kind of confused. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, the best we really got for that was one character can infinitely transcend because they have energy absorption, and the other character has energy absorption and has higher proven infinities that they've transcended, and can transcend infinities because they've already transcended, like, the source wall. Why are we not granting that to both sides?
This is.
And look, even at the end here where you paused, limited battery charge. That's stupid as fuck because he can charge his battery infinitely. Like, we literally watch him do that at the end. Like, not even at the end, before he goes into the source wall the first time.
Yeah, because, like, with White Lantern, like, Kyle, he literally never ran out of, like, charge as long as
he didn't have a battery. Like, there is no battery. Like, they had one battery in Brightest Day, and that's because the life entity itself became a battery to protect itself from death. It disappears after that story. It's not like a battery afterwards. So, like, it's such a silly argument.
Also, having, like, capping, you know, like, it looks like a DC, Deathbell's cap DC at, like, only have 12.3 dimensions, and then, like, they have the source wall, like, and beyond, just outer, just generally, just outer. Baseline.
So keep in mind, the 12.3 dimensions, the source wall is at the outside of that. So the source wall would be the next dimension past that. Keep that in mind. And then the overvoid, or where, like, the source is at, is another dimension beyond that conceptually. So, like, even if you took that logic, which isn't true, you'd still have to add another 2 dimensions on top of that. To be where Kyle's at.
But yeah, like, well, let's run through it one more time real quick. So, Simone, greater rate of adaptation, superior regeneration, resist the emotional spectrum.
How? They have no evidence. Resist the emotional spectrum. Resisting emotions is not the same as resisting the emotional spectrum. Like, okay, in Naruto, if they say, I can resist your ability to manipulate my emotions, okay, that's cool. That's some emotional manipulation, but that's different than somebody saying, I'm using the concept of the emotional spectrum to warp your emotions. Because one is like a person generally manipulating, like, something that you have. The other one is them conceptually manipulating something you draw on. It's, like, foundationally different, but people just can't understand that.
It's just something, like, and then, okay, then Simone's weaker initially. I guess everyone knew that. But, like, Kyle, stronger at base. More creative with the use of his ring. We already know that kind of stuff, but far weaker eventually. Damn, like, Simone. That means, like,
doesn't make any sense to me. They're saying that he can jump, since he has demonstrated energy absorption and transcending infinity before, that he can infinitely do that to bridge the gap between any verse. So what they're effectively saying here is you could put him up against anyone, and because he has energy absorption and can break infinities, he can like infinitely transcend upwards to meet people, even if they're entire dimensional tiers beyond them. Imagine saying, I can go to the gym and work out and get stronger, and thus I'll be able to defeat a 4D being. Or, for example, I could get infinitely stronger in the 3D realm and be capable of matching a 4D being, or a 5D being, like an entire dimensional tier beyond that. Like, what?
It's some crazy stuff, but, like, I think the one that's also crazy is, like, limited battery charge. Like, what at least for what...
That doesn't even make sense!
Like, for White Lantern, he has infinite charge because basically as long as his life, he will have a charge. It's like, what? He's not gonna have, like...
As long as there's life, and as long as he's feeling life. He does have to be feeling life, but it's kind of hard not to whenever you have a ring on that gives you emotional blinders to literally feel life. That's the whole point of the, like, White Lantern ring. Like, what the fuck?
It's like... I mean, I don't... Because, like, when I look at, like, Simone's like, okay, greater rate of, like, adaptation or something, but, like... Kyle's going to be evolving along with Simone because at this point, going by this, they're both batteries. Apparently, that's the one to say. No, actually, no. Simone's not okay. They didn't argue that Simone, like, Kyle's like a battery for Simone, but, like, Kyle was Simone, his rate of evolution in life, because that's literally it's life.
And the logic doesn't make any sense because he's like, oh, I just have to rely on life to get stronger. Okay, well, if he does that, if Simone does that hypothetically, he'll be making Kyle stronger. However, whatever he evolves to, he's still attached to the concept of life, and thus Kyle would just get stronger because he's a part of life. It's such a weird, like, series. I feel like they almost trapped him in the same way that they trapped Ben 10 in the time loss. Like, with how they chose to end this one. It's almost as considerably stupid.
Like, I'm looking... Let's look at the cars, the black cards, real quick, because, you know, they do fly by, right?
Crazy.
Or black boxes.
Like, Actually, wait. There was one near the beginning, actually.
Near the beginning.
Actually, no, near the end.
Near the
And
end.
they outright call out that like the power absorption should be equal to. Like they almost like compare Simone's power absorption to the same level as Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, like
Oh, wait.
what the fuck?
Yeah, actually, wait a minute. I think I can find that.
Like,
Yeah,
how
they-
are we
they-
making?
they-
Okay,
they-
they're
they-
only the only reason they're doing that is because they're trying to draw this really weird parallel where they're equating, and this is something that Jobber and I talked about the other day, where they try to just equate things. So it's like, oh, they're both multiverses, so we're just gonna put them on the same level. And Dr. Manhattan manipulated the multiverse, so fuck it, it's the same level as that since they're both manipulating a multiverse. It's like such a rudimentary way of looking at things without genuinely considering the cosmology or how strong individual multiverses are. Because sometimes when people talk about multiverses, they're talking about like a 5D multiverse, and other times they're talking about structures up to like extraversal in scope and size, like DC. So it just kind of depends.
Yeah, like it just depends really.
It's this whole idea of like Hack's potency. They just don't accept the idea that like, oh, a power can actually be weaker. What do you mean?
Found it. I
There
found
it is.
it.
There it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like here's the exact quote for the black box.
Kyle could
Kyle
theoretically.
could
Oh, yeah, go on, my bad.
maintain a charge by- yeah, he could theoretically maintain a charge by fueling his ring with the energy of hope and life. However, even as White Lantern, his ring has been overtaxed and nullified, such as against Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, that's upscaling for Dr. Manhattan. That doesn't mean that it's just equatable to fucking Simone for some reason. That doesn't make any sense.
Is Simone on Dr. Manhattan level? Like is he like
I feel like this is like, yo, a brand new X-Men, a mutant showed energy absorption, and he energy absorbed Cyclops' energy blast. So he could logically fight Galactus if he fires energy blast at him because he absorbed energy blast from like Scott Summers, Cyclops. And it's like, oh, wait the fuck a minute. Scott Summers does not scale to Galactus' energy blast. Like, come on, let's be real. Like, those we're on completely different levels. Just because you demonstrate something doesn't mean you have it on all fucking levels. And it doesn't mean that you can equate that to everyone. Like, what the hell? This is unhinged.
This is
It's the same thing with Ghost Rider. This whole thing of like Hack's potency, just never heard of it. It's like, bro.
Yeah, like that's like I think Hack's potency.
Oh my god.
I don't know why it wasn't really really brought up here, but
Kyle struggles
this
to
is
erase
something-
the aberration who destabilized the natural laws of the universe after a long enough time. In comparison, the anti-spiral had complete control over the laws of countless universes and could erase fundamental concepts, yet could not erase Nia from existence. Okay, so for Kyle parts here, I can give you the Kyle stuff really quick. Kyle struggled to erase the aberration, who, keep in mind, is in a much bigger multiverse. Okay, and he did manage to like contain that for a pretty consistent amount of time. That was Green Lantern Kyle towards the beginning of his story.
Actually, yeah.
This isn't White Lantern Kyle.
Yeah, they only gave 12.3, and that was Green Lantern Kyle. So wouldn't they have given him like a higher number for White Lantern?
Yeah, because that's in the New 52, and we know, like, you can try and downplay things, even though at that point in time you didn't have, like, the individualized source wall emanations that we're building because of the monitors inside that era. But even if you wanted to take those arguments, the stuff in the New 52, you don't have any of that. There's only one source wall, so, like, it's GG on that.
Yeah.
Like, you can't use that old shit because it's after you want to use the arguments of the 12.3. That's only what those guys were aware of, and that was inside the bleed. But after that, you have all the Grant Morrison stuff. So is like Grant Morrison wrong with everything he said about like platonic realms, infinite dimensions that Scott Snyder built off of past that? Like,
The thing is, like, they gave infinite dimensional to like previous DC characters. Like,
Yeah.
if you go into like Goku versus Superman 3. I keep mentioning it, but like they do in the black box. It says, oh, infinite dimensions, and like Spawn Ghost Rider, same exact thing. Oh, infinite dimensions. Yeah, okay, yeah, fine. For Spawn, they also kind of hinted towards infinite dimensions for him. So like in that sense, sure, Hack's potency might be able to reach there, but like you just ignore that for Kyle Rayner. It's just like all character.
yeah, I'm gonna be real with you,
Marvel,
really
EA, whatever.
let me go
Really
like-
quick, I hate to cut this off. You had a quick super chat coming in from Man who said, any of my boys can answer Samuel Alexander from Earth 616 versus Simone the Digger. Yeah, Samuel Alexander's probably going to beat the shit out of him with the scaling he has. He's swinging hands with like Herald Tears inside of Marvel, so yeah, he should like fold the shit out of him in physical combat.
Yeah. Also, like, holy shit, like 231 people on. I gotta point this out real quick.
Yeah,
231 people.
I've got 100
Holy
people
shit.
chilling in the chat. There's a lot of people rolling in.
Hell, yo, what's up, everybody?
Sorry for the
Yeah,
interruption. Sorry for interrupting the flow of the chat or anything, but I gotta give the shout outs to them bad boys. But like,
it's all good,
I just
like,
hold on.
It's-
I've got another really good statement that's being dropped over here. Hold on, where did he say it? Oh my god. The 12.3 dimension shit is not the cap. The scan states there are higher layered dimensions within that universe. Yeah, like it's not even honest where like they're going with the scans they have. They're they're picking and choosing statements of people talking about like 12 through 12.3 dimensions in a universe that says they have more in it. So if I just talk about the numbers 12 through 12.3 and we have stated infinite numbers, that doesn't mean that I'm just talking about the 12.3 in that moment. That's all there is. Like, are you fucking kidding me? What is the logic in that?
Also, hi CT and Jobber's chat. Funny seeing you.
yeah. Look at that. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna post this as a pin in my chat.
Be cordial, people. We're cordial. Be nice. People disagree. People agree.
I don't get it, man. It doesn't make any.
I heavily disagree with the verdict, and a lot of the things they said feel very like wrong and arbitrary.
It just feels badly researched. Like really poorly researched, in my opinion. I can't say that because they have all the scans. It's just their information, like their interpretation of these scans are so niche and like nitpicky that they choose only the negative things to rep like DC. It's so sad to see that we have to be so dishonest to get DC where it's at.
It did feel very dishonest at a lot of points. A lot of things just did not line up the way that I feel like they thought they did. I definitely feel like they think they're right, but a lot of the information just did not work.
Well, it doesn't really hold up to any level of scrutiny because it's like, yo, you even acknowledged infinite dimensions before. Why are you not doing it in this situation? And did it just change in the meantime? Like, do you just not believe infinite dimension? Do we just solely believe in versus Battle Wiki arguments now for DC? Because even versus Battle Wiki arguments for DC will get you higher than what they had them here.
Yeah, it's like I don't know at this point anymore, but like I do think like because I've seen how DC and like Marvel's been scaled for a long time, but like saying DC cosmology, right, in terms of like dimensions, they don't have like an infinite number of like higher spatial dimensions. That's pretty wild, like in my opinion. Like that's a hot take. Like, and that's crazy coming from me. I'm the guy with like the crazy GR take. I'm saying, no, that's a hot take. So it's a hot take when I'm saying it's a hot take, okay? But
if you were half as generous towards like the DC cosmology that we were towards like the arguments that we gave Simone here, then like DC would be massively beyond anything like inside Gurren Lagann. If you want to do the reality over fiction transcendences, we could do that all day inside of DC. Like, you're not gonna win in a battle, like even in that department. It's just kind of sad to see. Like such a lack of openness to scaling outside of what feels like a very strong narrative to make DC lose in a fight. But they chose the worst possible L to give DC because this didn't necessarily have anything to do with shitting on Kyle, because no one actually cares about Kyle Rayner besides Lantern weebs like me. But like, it's just a hate on DC because this guy scales to a really high structure in DC. Which is weird because they didn't even give Hal Jordan the scaling that they gave Kyle Rayner inside of this video.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? One thing is like, I guess like that.
But he fought a guy with more dimensions. He fought a guy with more dimensions in his cosmology. I would like to point out with Ben and won. What?
Yeah, like it's kind of that's crazy. That's crazy as fuck. But well, two things, right? First, I guess that that Juma blog for Kyle Simon that really did age like a fine wine. Maybe not the verdict of the 15-0. No, it's not good. But I guess Simo winning the episode, and also, well, actually, Death Battle scaled like Kyle and DC Cosmology like higher than what G1 proposed, and I think they also scaled like Simone. No, actually, no. I think when they said like Super Tekken Topa Gurlagon, what a name. Simone's most powerful, like with the whole like I don't know reality or fiction stuff that Death Battle clearly used from. They said that basically he'd be on the level of Kyle at that point.
Yeah,
Like,
they're just assuming that he's on that level. Like there's so much assumption. I feel like we started with the idea like, hey, we're gonna have a battle between these two characters. Let's do equal stats in the cosmology so we can make sense of this battle for the average viewer. That's what this battle reeks of, and that triggers me so hard because whenever in the real world, whenever you're weighing up a boxer, you don't think, okay, thematically, who would be the best boxer to fight against over there? No, you weigh them, you see how large they are, you have a specific weight category that they sit within, and they can only fight people within that weight category. I feel like here we have a kindergartner and we have a high schooler, and because there was a really cool thematic between the two, we decided to have them box. And I'm over here looking at the high schooler who's like a linebacker on the football team, and then looking at the child over there who's still in grade school and thinking like, yo, I understand there's some thematics here, but this guy's gonna destroy the other dude. How is no one looking at this? And they're like, but dude, look, the thematics, bro, look, they have such a close origin story. It's so cool.
But listen, like Simone, he's the grade schooler, and like Kyle's like the high school, like I don't know, quarterback or whatever.
Well, no, they even admit that that's not the case inside the death battle, because they're like, yeah, he's like 2-3 dimensional tiers above him, bro, like at the start of the fight.
Yeah, but hold on. Keep in mind, right? And like Kyle's like, let's say it. Kyle's like, yo, why don't you go? It's like, hey, how about you grow up? And Simone's like, bet, evolves to high school level. Like, I don't know. It's just, this is something. And also, what was it? The black card, right? It says Simone's reality warping. I don't know if we cover this. Simone's reality warping could evolve to counter hypothetical source while in prison.
Hypothetical. And what do you mean hypothetical? Okay, like the thing that triggers me inside this is they had the entire fight was Kyle doing shit he would never he would never do, and literally did not do against opponents that he fought at his level, like Oblivion. The first thing he did when he saw Oblivion, he was like, bro, I'm gonna lock this man in a source wall, and did it. Like, what do you mean? Why is this a hypothetical? He did that in canon.
It's some crazy stuff, but like to continue it, they compare the hypothetical source wall imprisonment they say it's very similar to the multiversal labyrinth, which I'm very iffy on that. I'm very, very iffy on that. It says several DC characters with similar abilities, like Spectre, Superman, and Baryon have escaped the source wall in the past.
Okay, they escaped the source wall with blessings from fucking God himself. That's different than somebody not needing God or some external power to do some things. Kyle just did that shit himself. Like, that's what makes Kyle special, is he's one of the few people who just did that shit. No context, no extra arguments, no nada. He just did it. Yo, I got a super chat saying I like Simone and I'm happy he won, but using what is basically an NLF is just wrong in my opinion. If we gave these arguments to everything else, then DC, Marvel, Elder Scrolls, Destiny, Doctor Doom would be absurdly more broken. That's true, and I'm just asking for consistency. That's all I'm asking for. I don't even think that that's like a hot take. Just be consistent on both sides of the argument.
I just realized, like, oh my gosh, you know, if Novel Cars gets on to Death Battle, right, like from like Novel JoJo, right, he goes up against DC Animated Universe like Amazo, right, and if DC Animated Universe Amazo skills like, you know, the comic DC Comics just he's out it, right, but I just realized Novel Cars actually has a chance of winning because, like, people say like the Beyond Power, like it's literally like reality or fiction outer, like that's a thing for like Novel JoJo.
Yo, like, cars over everyone in DC. Yo, think of the meta, dude.
This is gonna be crazy. You know what? Hold on, I might drink this like reality or fiction outer like Kool-Aid for a minute. Hold on, I could get here. Hold on, let me cook, okay? Bohemian Rhapsody, like I could.
Well, reality or fiction. Wait until they find out that like everyone in the bleed looks at everything below it as literally fiction. It's not even like a hypothetical. And then there's worlds inside the bleed that literally see every other world as fiction, like Earth 33. They have a fictional barrier around it that keeps all the rest of the fiction out. So there's like two-dimensional transcendences of fiction over reality, before you even reach the bleed status.
And it just keeps going. But it
just
really
gets
brought up
wilder
under-
from there. But like, let's just ignore all of that because that's a lot of explanation and hard work to do, research-wise.
This is...
For this match, like, they actually spoke a lot more about like what they were going to use for this match during like their cast episode. And I remember they distinctly called out the fact that like, hey, we're actually gonna go through the entire cosmology and explain it in this video.
Everybody says that, man.
Like, yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like, and the thing is, they have other proof in other episodes where they actually do talk about the infinite dimension stuff, and it's just
Oh my God.
so weird. And the thing is, they have, okay, in the past, they have mentioned it multiple times that they do equalize cosmologies. They've done that before, and they're very open about that in the cast episodes. They've said it like, all right, stuff like, I remember, was it like Hulk Broly, I think it was? The example that they gave was like, yeah, we absolutely were just kind of like putting them about the same level. But the one distinction they said was, we are not going to do it for this episode.
Yeah, at least they
What
specified,
is
right?
this?
Like, what the fuck?
This is just like,
Okay, I hope
the one episode, they actually could have gone like, hey, actually, we're actually going to put them at the same level. And then all of this would have been at least a little bit better in some ways. But like,
Okay, boys. Like,
oh my goodness.
oh my God, hold on. I got a comment on my video. I'm getting all these new people onto the channel who haven't messed with my content before, and this is a comment so stupid. It transcends the multiversal labyrinth that fucking Simone transcended, okay? It is that level of stupid.
What?
And I quote, Simone could easily be argued to be boundless. He was around 11D
Boundless?
just after absorbing the multiversal labyrinth. He evolved multiple times after that. You know, multiple times 11D is not boundless, right? It does not fit the description of boundless. What you just said is arguably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No one here is smarter for having heard it, and may God have mercy on your soul. Holy shit. That's crazy. How do people not read what they or like think about what they post before they like post it, bro? It's crazy.
Well, like, I mean, to be like, it's like at least the reason, like, at least for most, I think most of it's like Simone is like a hype character. Like, there's not much to think about. Big game explosions, but this is okay. Wait. Well, it's back on subject though, because like with the because I have to go through these black boxes real quick. So, what have we talked about this one real quick? Where it says Kyle struggled to erase Aberration, who destabilized the natural laws of the universe after a long time. In comparison, the Anti-Spire had complete control over the laws of countless universes and could erase fundamental concepts, yet could not erase Nia from existence.
Just Hack's potency just does not exist.
Do we just no? Because we equalize everything. Anything that was complex, we just equalize for memes.
Right.
Actually, I found another. I was looking through some of the black boxes. If you go to 1135-ish.
Oh, I got a donation. Someone said if they have if they have cosmology equal, then SCO is screw when they come to the show. It says, oh, I think you mean SCP?
Actually,
What?
I can't even say that. I was wrong. I was wrong in my prior statement. The cosmologies aren't equal. They even acknowledge that they're not equal because they said the most he had is 11, and they have 12.3 inside of DC.
And that's what I mean. It's like
Alright,
if they
SCP.
were gonna equal do the
okay.
one. Yeah. If they
So-
do it before, why not this one? It's so weird.
But wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
How
I
does
just
that
realized
make
something.
sense?
If I think, because at least with how they have DC cosmology as basically dimensional wise, they cap at 12.3D, and the highest they reach is just outer, right?
Oh my God, yo!
Then, like,
God, these comments. I'm sorry. I'm getting so triggered by how it's like, yo, I said a dumb comment, and now to defend my prior dumb comment, I'm gonna triple down on how dumb my prior comment was in real time. Yo, that same guy said he went from like Continental to 11D with that power up. His evolutions transcend dimensionality. Transcending dimensionality doesn't make you boundless. Oh my God, you don't even know what you're talking about.
This is
Kill me, kill me, bro. It doesn't even make any sense.
Song right now,
It doesn't even make any sense, bro. How do How do people think they're so smart when they use these arguments,
Lumos,
bro?
what do we think of this? I just sent a screenshot to the chat.
Hold on, I have to exit out of the stream to see that 1 second.
Take a look at it.
The account analysis was beautiful.
Yeah.
It paid me immense respect to everything he is. He got the appreciation he deserved. Okay, so like to be somewhat fair to this point, I think I could understand somebody posting this because they could just be talking about like the analysis of his character. I think they did a good job. I can't even really say that. I think they did a pretty an okay job of like talking about his character and kind of what drove him and stuff. There was like one thing I thought that was kind of like real weird, but like outside of that, it wasn't like the end of the world. Yeah, but like it was just the DC cosmology shit. Like they just have no idea what they're talking about. I think it's just kind of sad.
Yeah, but like I think on the topic I think I was talking about like the dimensions I had DC it right. That means that like holy shit, like yo, SCP-682 is stomping Doomsday. The Doomsday's cooked. Yeah. DC's washed, bro.
I mean, that was kind
it doesn't make sense,
case, though, wasn't it?
It doesn't make sense whenever it comes to like every prior battle they've ever had. When it comes to like DC characters, because if this is how they scale, then none of they wouldn't look at any of their prior battles the same way.
No, Tussac 4's in the chat. What the hell?
Tussac 4, let's go!
He literally Tussac 4 transcended the dimensions of JoJo to become reality over fiction to be in this chat. It's crazy. Out of JoJo's already, bro. Come on. But
he's up there with cars now.
Yeah, like
he's up there with cars now, boys.
After the stream, deadass. I'm just gonna work on my reality over fiction, like fucking Bohemian Rhapsody scale. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna work hard as shit.
Oh my god, yo, your Bohemian Rhapsody scale would be hilarious, dude. You start applying that shit. Holy fuck,
bro. Oh yeah. By the way, chat. Me personally, like respectfully, I don't buy the whole reality over fiction thing, like reality fiction out of Versal's thing in general. I just think it's a bit silly in my opinion. Like it's way too easy to get like a character down to using this way. It kind of reminds me of like the old memes where like people would just say like they automatically equate you, like if you say your concept right, people automatically equate that to outer. I'm like, well no, you gotta scale it first, right? That's why like with novel cars like the Beyond, right? Like with the whole like writer and narrator, whatever the fuck, right? The author. I just like, oh, I think it's like 5D. But people are like, no, but reality fiction, outer, right? Like, I personally don't subscribe to that method. Like, a lot of characters would get to like outer via reality over fiction.
On a less negative note, this is a comment I'm seeing actually that I will 100% agree with. It's pretty critical of this death battle outside of like the scaling and all the mega weeb shit, right? Yo, that fight was really short. Anybody else feel that vibe?
I mean, to be fair,
I didn't even think about it until they said it. This fight felt really short.
But I mean, yeah, but to be fair though, like the shortness of the fight, because like it is a hand draw. Like I think hand draw's like probably the most expensive.
No. I'm not saying it was bad or anything along those lines. I'm just saying it was short.
The animation. Yeah, someone said it was an incredible start, an incredible end, with an incredible middle portion that was cut out.
Oh, that's upsetting, dude. I wish we could have gotten the whole thing.
No, I mean like, it's how it felt.
Oh, it's how it felt. That's like, fair. I could see that.
Trimmed down for time.
I feel like we went from like, yo, Kyle is a Green Lantern to like suddenly, we're at the strongest form.
Go back.
Like suddenly we're like at the strongest fucking possible version of like Gurren Lagann imaginable.
His gorilla hands.
Look at him,
he's got elephantitis.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I hope they do more shit like this. Like this is fucking W3000.
Oh yeah. By the way, actually they are because like no Luis is handling the Wile E. Coyote versus Tomcat. Yeah, so that's gonna be like. Yeah, it's gonna be like similar style of Stupid Courage.
I still have like 8 million people inside my fucking live stream who are still jerking off the 20 dimensions thing. Yo, let's talk about that again real quick. Holy shit. This whole 20 dimension thing is giving me actual cancer. Yeah, let's talk about it. Since all these fucking Simon fans in chat over here are like, oh my god, yo, it's 20 dimensions, boys. You were wrong inside your video, Lumos. You don't do any research, and the only people you talk to justify your opinions. Yo, let's talk about 20 fucking Dio.
Deathbow literally like debunked it. Actually, they like said in the drama CD, Taku no Joken. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Gurren Lagann is an alternate lore genome, seemingly manipulated 20D space, but this is a translation error, and most likely refers to manipulating a twofold dimension.
Yo, that's crazy. So all you Gurren Lagann losers that are in my chat who are like, oh, but he's got 20
crazy, so you're all
dimensions.
wrong.
Oh my god, your video is so inaccurate because he's confirmed to have 20 dimensions, so you can't just rely on super string theory to get DC to those dimensional tiers. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, boys.
Yep. Yeah, that's a pretty solid W. But also, like, even like the blog, right, for what was it, Simo and Kyle, then they brought it up like, well, there's like two translations. Either it's a twofold dimension or it's like 20D space, right? Because they don't have like a professional translator over there to like, know which is accurate. And at least if I were to like guess or say what's likely most likely correct, right, based off of deductive reasoning, at least in the context of Gurren Lagann, a twofold dimension makes a lot more sense as consistent with how they treat their cosmology consistently within the anime, movie, and guidebooks, where they just say they have 11 dimensions, right? Like spatial dimensions, right? So yeah, what do you know? Deductive reasoning on two of these things is twofold dimension, and what it actually proves right here, what they said, it's translation error. It's actually twofold dimension.
So
no
sucks
20D...
to suck. 20D don't exist, boys. It was all dreamed up by Darkseid, just like idiots think Perpetua was. Okay.
It was
all right. That's all it is. It's a fabrication. All right.
You think that's why you have no concept of what is big.
It simply is.
You have
like
no idea
me,
what's
Darkseid.
out there, but Darkseid is.
Exactly.
Darkseid is. Yeah.
Yo, I have a super chat coming in. He says, Kyle, Kyle losing, I don't really buy. 12.3 dimensions feels like a lowball considering that was one statement when we have more statements of higher dimensions. Dude, there's so many statements of higher dimensions in DC past just fucking 12. Like, I understand in a lot of verses whenever people are talking about, like, the idea of, oh, they say, like, they have infinite dimensions. It's a one-off statement a lot of times. So, like, do you have anything else that is reinforcing of that? Now, if you were, like, the size of DC, and you only had one or two statements of infinite dimensions over the course of their entire publication history, I think it would be different. I think that you would be like, okay, maybe there is something worth criticizing here. Maybe we need proof outside of just this. But that's the problem in DC is we have the proof outside of just that, and we have, like, 4,000 statements of infinite, countless, and endless. Like, bro, what do you want?
This shit's something. This shit is something.
Oh yeah, this is the statement I wanted to see again, because like they gave the negative for Kyle Rayner saying that he like has a limited charge, but like here in the black box they just say outright it will never run out.
But like, keep in mind this is just his Green Lantern ring. This is not his White Lantern ring. So like, even GL Kyle would not like lose out to him. Like, unironically,
like,
Relic,
even there,
because it's contradictory to their own positions. Like, I have no idea how they managed to get it here. Like, there is technology inside of DC that can absorb Lantern energy and incredibly quick. Like, if I was like using this whole equal stats, or he demonstrated it so he can evolve to a level where it will work on Kyle, you should just say he'd absorb like all his energy from him, or like any construct or anything he tried to throw at him. That would be like the better argument. I'd be like the only real argument you could make at that point.
I think wait, was that Bill Cipher? Wait, what? Did I just see that
was.
shit?
He was in there.
Oh shit! Yeah. What the hell? Yeah.
Is that Mr. Game & Watch back there? What the fuck?
Wait, why was?
Yeah, Mr. Game & Watch is underneath 4D over here.
No, what's going on here? Yeah, Infinite. What
He's
the hell?
Wait a minute. No, go back frame by frame there. I saw something. Go back frame by frame. Pause and go frame by frame.
What the fuck is hiding in here, boys?
What?
Are we game theorying? Are we game theorying Death Battle right now? What is happening?
Stop. Yeah, go slow. Press play. Watch Infinite watch him.
Yeah. What the hell is that? The speed run?
Oh my god, it's a reference to the fucking Death Battle.
Play it again.
It's a reference to the Death Battle. Oh my god. The Sonic Eggman Death Battle. Watch. Look, he gets hit by a swamp. He gets hit by a swamp. It's a meme. It's a meme reference to another meme. No.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yo, was that 4D Swamp? 4D Swamp?
I felt like that fucking teacher from The Incredibles, where he's like, right there.
Right there. I was like, because like it's like the opacity. I was like, what? I'm really squinting to see it.
Yo, actually unhinged. Yo, what questions do you guys have in chat? Drop some questions, boys. We at that point. If it's a super chat, you already know it'll be read first. Hit us with the
Yeah.
best questions you want us to answer since we got all the homies here together. We got the fucking Avengers assembled today.
Yeah, also another thing
I
today,
have no questions I'm able to answer.
like, you maybe everybody sends some questions. I mean, dude, you're literally like a form of the anti-spiral. But like, I think I still think it's pretty wild. Like, no, actually, I think no, I'm not even just saying wild. I think it's too far. Y'all just got too far. Wait, why would y'all calc in a measurable speed thing? that was actually some interesting business. I'm like, well, if you're shooting it across literally space and through time, like all points of space and time, like, why would we need to calc that? It's just immeasurable. That's like calcing the like Barry Allen running through time. That's the one I'm like, what?
This shit doesn't make any sense to me, man. They're like hyper lowballing everything in DC and then mega jerking everything off. And actually, I can't say that because at least they did the research and like had like 20D shit isn't real life. Like I'll grant them some respect to their Gurren Lagann research. It does seem like it was pretty clearly done, but it looks like people of subpar ability gave them whatever information to have on DC. Like, where is Liam at? Why isn't Liam making these arguments? Liam, you failed me.
No,
I trusted you, Liam. No.
This is Liam's obsession. But like, here, let me put this here. Hold on. Oh damn, there's like a lot of chats. Here, give me a sec. I gotta respond to DJ Jack. Sorry, everyone in the chat. There's like, I'm gonna try to keep up with the best I can. Lumos trying to keep with the chat too, the best I can.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, just so you don't know, we're seeing what y'all are saying. Okay, we're trying to read.
I've got something I've got to say. I've got this guy Noah who is like the biggest public advocate of no limits fallacy in the chat. So I got to address how Potato Town these comments is. Just because Simone hasn't shown his full potential doesn't mean he can counter universal motherfuckers whose hexes can affect platonic beings who are just making up assumptions. Or no, this is the guy he's like referring to. Like, look. In power scaling, just because somebody can lift a bench doesn't mean they can throw the universe. And just because a character can throw a universe doesn't mean they can throw a higher dimension, even though they're both part of the universe in totality.
Just because a character can throw a universe doesn't mean they can throw a bench.
Just because a character can evolve from throwing a bench to a universe doesn't mean that they can evolve from throwing a universe to throwing a multiverse. That's just not... It's possible, but it doesn't mean that they can. It's up to you to prove that. The hypothetical ultimate no limits fallacy of, but he evolved and can get dimensionally stronger, thus he can do it to any tier, is like the dumbest, most level 1 argument in the universe. It's pretty much as similar as the Hulk argument. Not that Hulk isn't strong, and I'm not trying to shit on Hulk here, but if you said, hey, why can't my character beat the Hulk? And you're like, yeah, but he gets stronger when he's mad, and thus he'll always get angrier because if you punch him, he'll get mad. Like, okay, or you could just say because...
the arguments they tried to make in Hulk vs. Broly.
Yeah, no, it is, because that's also stupid, right? Like, no, the argument is Hulk is mad already, and he can punch people who are outerversal in nature and make them explode. That's why Hulk wins in the fight against your character, because he can't survive a dumpster fire, let alone... like somebody who can blow up a high outer realm. Like, are you kidding me?
Oh shit! Oh, I got a donation. Someone says this is one of the few times that I feel they worked to a specific result. Also, them setting Simone stronger because of potential bothers me. Not gonna lie. So thank you for the $5 CT.
Thank you, CT.
Yeah, and I what was it? I think I got I got a question that like probably first not gonna like, but someone said David said, John, how do you think SCP-096 versus Toru will be handled with how Death Battle handles the research for Batchup? At this point, I have no fucking idea, bro. I have no idea.
Hey, well, no, they can't use infinite dimension statements. Because they didn't use them for DC here, right? So, like, logically, they're not going to have infinite dimensions.
Like, well, for, like... It's like for... Hold on, I think I get... Here we go, I got too basic. There we go. Anyways, like, at least for like, Doomsday versus 682, I know how that's... I now know how that's going to go with how Depa has, like, DC, like... It was SCP, you can get infinite dimension... Well, spatial dimension statements pretty easy. Also, like, outer to high outer, really easy. And... with DC capping at like 12.3 dimensions, they're probably like, yo, SCP has way more like spatial dimensions and their cosmology is like way more powerful, right? So like 682 is just going to like true form 682 he's basically going to be like what Reverse Flash was looking at Dr. Manhattan, and then Reverse Flash just said God before he just got deleted, right? That's gonna be 682 getting deleted by 624 682 in a death battle. But for towards like 096, I don't have any idea how really it's gonna go. Like the only way you could scale 096 to the cosmology is basically by arguing like he's actually like, I guess, like completely illogical in the SCP like verse, right? Because if he's like illogical, that skills, let me tell you, it skills way higher than anything in JoJo's. Probably like Outer or something. I don't know. This is something.
I don't know, man. The more and more I'm in this chat, and the more and more I just see things, I got a bunch of people in here who are just like absolutely, like, the no limits fallacy for one side is just so crazy. I've got a guy running through the chat who is like, oh my god, prove the source wall beyond 11D. Well, A, if you watch my cosmology video, or even my video on Kyle Rayner versus Simone, you'd find out that, like, in the Orrery of Worlds, which is just where all of the universes sit, there's an infinite amount of dimensions that exist within the bleed. Okay, so you have infinite dimensions leading just to the bleed being the final one that encapsulates all of them, known as like the bulk that we see in most like physics theories. Okay, then you have the Speed Force wall that contains all of that, which is transcendental to like everything below it. Then you have like each individual realm inside the God Sphere. Keep in mind some of these realms, the God Sphere in general is superior to everything below it. There's realms that are like baseline outer versal inside like the God Sphere, but there's also realms like Heaven and Hell that have infinitely transcending hierarchies that exist just within their like canonicity. Granting yourself, I mean, depending on really where you want to go with that, you can go entire tier or two up beyond that, and the God Sphere itself conceptually overlooks everything within the God Sphere, hence the name, which is all those little realms like Heaven and Hell, which is entirely transcended by, like, Limbo beyond that, which is entirely transcended by the Monitor Sphere beyond that, which is entirely transcended by the Source Wall beyond that. And Kyle made it out to where the Source is at, which is stated in the Overvoid and the Overvoid. So, like, you've got all of those before you can make it to where they're at. We're way past just dimensions anymore. So if you want me to prove that, bro,
you should.
That's the scaling for DC in the modern day. Sucks to suck.
You should basically, if you haven't done it, you should just like basically post a link to your like cosmology or a video, right? DC cosmology video in your like live stream chat, and you could just pin it so people could just like look at it if they want to. Yeah, that would be pretty helpful for them.
I might, but like I don't know if it would help these people. They might be brain damaged too much to where I don't know if logic or reasoning is just
wait, but just try to like, because end of the day, like at least I can charitably assume, you know, people are at least open to having their mind changed, at least some of them, even if it's just 1%. Just post it, right? You know, just post it. But then, I think I highly recommend y'all to. Here, I think I'll post like Lumos's cosmology video actually in my chat too. I'm not gonna pin it though because I haven't heard pinned, but like I recommend giving it a watch. You know,
and it's like outdated too. That's the worst part, is that my opinions of everything has changed since then. Like there's some things I'll even admit I get wrong in there, but for however much I get wrong and I criticize myself for how certain things go inside that video, it's infinitely superior to anything that we saw inside this death battle.
It was like,
it's like infinitely
I feel
superior.
so bad for like I feel so bad for Kyle. Someone said, DJ Jack, he said, thank you. I can definitely see why you may disagree, but I also love the quality of the battle. I mean, same here. I love the quality of the battle.
Yeah, the quality was awesome. Yeah, I don't think anybody
awesome.
hated on the quality. The quality was, outside of, like, the research for DC, I think that it was really good. Like, even the research for Gurren Lagann I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, it was really good. Especially them, like, kind of, like, slapping down, like, debunking that little 20D. They say it was, like, no, it was, like, twofold dimension. Like, that was really helpful.
Like,
I'm not happy with that.
That's something that like really kind of triggers me a little bit, because in these videos, obviously I'm a DC guy and I'm DC forward, which means a lot of my arguments and criticisms are going to be mainly DC oriented. And since this was really inaccurate, it seems mainly negative. But you can ask Jobber in the past. I've been a huge advocate of these guys' animations. Their animations are almost always awesome, especially when they're 2D or hand drawn. Like they're always goated.
Yep. This is something. Okay. Let me look here. I'm just looking at more like black boxes because I'm pretty interested. Like, it's more stuff because sometimes they go by pretty fast. It's hard to catch them, you know. Let's see. Let's see
There
here.
is one thing I feel is just so silly about this whole kind of match. Literally, just like a few episodes ago with Kratos Astra, their whole idea of like, so they didn't give Kratos like multiversal or like 5D scaling, but they gave him like a finite number for his value. And they say, even though Astra can grow in power, he cannot reach the 10, or I think it's like 10 or 100 times difference in the thing. Here, without
Can't reach
any
that difference
evidence,
fast enough.
they do like a
But they
difference
do the same
of
thing in the
literally
opposite
multiple-
direction.
Yeah, and it's just like, what is the consistency of this whole thing? It's just like, if you watch any of their other DC episodes that have come out recently, or even in the ones in the past, like, you'd know this is incorrect. And the fact that this is apparently supposed to be their better researched interpretation of dimensionality and all this stuff, it's like, how is this
And
your better interpretation?
Like-
It's
and
like,
I see
what?
this argument in defense of what we're talking about now, of people saying power doesn't matter in a fight like this because both these characters are so powerful. That is the worst possible statement you could ever make. Okay? Because that's like saying because two people can punch, the power that they're throwing, punching doesn't matter. Oh, well, if one guy can throw the force of a continent and the other guy can throw the force of a child, like, well, okay, guess what power matters in that fight? And these characters are entire dimensional tiers away from one another. Like, if you want to use the reality over fiction shit based on their own reason, Kyle would look at, like, all of Gurren Lagann as literally fiction, as a dimensional tier below him. Like, unironically.
I mean, he does know about the existence of Gurren Lagann. He's referenced it, so
reinforced in the source material, just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like, what was it? Apologies to chat. If we were like a TV circle, we're like, you know, we're trying to be respectful as possible, okay? And there's no ill will or anything like that. Yeah, ill will.
Oh, does Jobbers? Does Jobbers?
Will?
Did Jobbers chat think I was like insulting his or something? Hell no, I was insulting mine over here. In case anybody was confused, I can't see Jobbers chat.
It was a single person. Like he said, we got called. He said we got called brain dead over Death Bell is crazy. Respectfully, he's a single. He's saying it's still chill, Lumos, but it's still like just like we're trying to.
That make the randos unhappy because I said another group of people were acting unhinged in my chat. Yo, imagine victiming so hard.
Because keep in mind, Lumos is literally streaming at the same time, so like y'all can like see the stream chat.
Yo, it's not all about you guys. Trust me, it's not all about you guys.
So someone said 19 GST said, "Don't lie. Deep down inside, you thought there should have been a White Lantern Gurren Lagann versus Gurren Lagann. Yeah, there should have been. I'm surprised. Wait a minute. How did we not get that? Like, first of all, how did Kyle not notice who Simon is? And second of all, how did like Kyle, the nerd he is, how come he never transformed into like you made a construct of Gurren Lagann himself? That's actually kind of interesting.
It's kind of the thing where like isn't it canon?
Missed opportunity.
Isn't it also canon that Shadow's favorite like anime is fucking Kill la Kill?
Yeah, it is. Like
So,
it's just interesting.
I guess it's a thing where like it's just they just ignore that. Like Shadow likes Ryuko, but he still didn't know who the fuck she was. So.
Yeah. Let's see here. A black box we have not covered yet is both series could potentially have larger scopes to the cosmology. So at least clearly they didn't buy the higher scopes for DC. But most interpretations would favor DC multiverse being larger given equal leeway. Okay. That's that there. Let's see. Alright, and another one. The Anti-Spire has regeneration comparable to Spire power users, but Simon overcame them. He can do the same against Kyle's healing and resurrection abilities, including those that work on a non-corporeal level. We're with that one, I think. Alright, this one. don't think we also covered this as well. Kyle kept the life equation in the quote what if scenario. New Guardian's futures end. In it, he is corrupted and ultimately destroyed himself. The canon Kyle saw this potential future, hence why he relinquished the equation. This book also established
is just not true.
Those with high willpower are resistant with holy shit. Oh, wait, I gotta read this one more time. Sorry, I'm actually kind of okay. This book also established those with high willpower are resistant to the life equation's effects, such as, say, Sessoron? I don't know if
Okay, so there's so much context that needs to be added to this. Okay, the what-if scenario, New Guardian's Future Ends, was a hypothetical alternative future based on if certain things happened. None of them ever actually occurred. It's not real life. None of, like, the Future's Ends ones were. So, like, that's really important to know. He is corrupted, but in this future, he just controls the life equation entirely. Okay? The canon Kyle never saw this future, and this is not why he relinquished the equation. He just did so because he figured it out, that this would be a future that he would, like, base... This inevitably would be the future that he would come across. Nothing implies that he saw that, as far as I'm thinking of. The book also establishes those with high willpower resistant to the life equation. Nothing implied he was using the life equation against every individual person there. He was just looking for people of extreme willpower who are resistant to, like, life hacks. And since will is the center of the spectrum, like, you can deny a lot of other hacks as a result, which is also why greens are, like, consistently so powerful. And Seisoran here is one of the White Lanterns who later on in the actual timeline gets a White Lantern ring because of how powerful she was with her willpower and life hacks just in general. So she's just, like, capable of wielding powers on this level in the first place. So, like, that's not mind-blowing. Like, none of that's crazy or, like, contradictory. Yeah, it's just like rationalizations. All, like, there's true things here, but they're drawing lines between them when you shouldn't.
Yeah. This is, and I guess the final stat thing, because then I'm gonna go back to the animation because I gotta see it one more time because we gotta see the animation one more time. This is pretty fire. We only see it once, okay? But, like, okay, so basically they had a. I think that's crazy that imagination's a tie. Like, Kyle should have, like, swept that, but like that's like the easiest sweep. But, like, was it Simone?
Willpower.
Simone won willpower and he won potential.
Wait, what?
Yeah, look.
Yeah. Look, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Because they say if Simone wins potential, then he wins willpower. That was the.
Huh?
Yeah, that was the logic.
The take is one.
Like, the thing that blows my mind is willpower. In one universe, the guy demonstrates being brave. In the other universe, the guy proves being more brave than the literal concept of bravery. How are we comparing willpower of these two characters on the same level?
It's some stuff right there. Hey, I'm gonna like some people don't read the pin in my chat though, so Brendan did not read the pin.
Was it to my cosmology video?
I don't know, just basically some guy just like just some guy like coming and saying a cope or whatever, blah 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 blah. Just basically
the old classic yo death battle agrees with me, so you're an idiot argument. Yo, you gotta love that.
Yeah, this is. Let me look here. Okay, I think. Oh wait, that's TF2. I'm so glad actually. Hold on for a second. TF2.
Dude,
TF2 clip.
Robert,
I never thought I'd
me and you
that.
genuinely had a stroke when we saw that. I
didn't expect them to show up here. I'm gonna be real. They said, "Yo,
yeah, like,
of all the things in fiction to draw life from, yo, that's what we're hitting them with,
of
bro."
All the things in fiction to put in a Kyle Rayner analyses
to represent life, like
Team
who would have thought?
Fortress 2, baby.
I'm so happy. Like, you know what? Like, maybe. If TF2 Death Battle doesn't happen this year, at least be happy that at least we got a clip of it. At least it's in their minds. Please give us a TF2 Death Battle already, please. I want TF2 back so bad. Come on. But oh my gosh,
dude, just seeing the medic and demo in this episode, it brought such a smile to my face. It's so insane that we actually got something. It's a crumb, a measly sliver of content for TF2 in Death Battle, but it's all I need to keep me going.
It's so good. Like, I think oh yeah, by the way, for chat, for like I'll read the donation in 1 second. But like, by the way, chat, for like context, if you look on like my channel, also like Pursuit's channel, which I think y'all should be able to
My
see
epic
like
trailers.
yeah, like me and him, like we're TF2 heads. Okay, we made like trailers
Yeah.
for TF2 characters and stuff. Love the series, love it on Death File. We were the advocates for trying to get Tracer Scout like rematch, like at least something. It's been too long, man. Like almost 10 years, almost 10 years, I think. We're at 9 years. Like,
I'll look it up how long it's been.
Yo,
Bro, it's been so long. TF2 is actually like ended, like lore wise, like
Yo,
story wise. That's
like,
insane.
Rock just
Yeah.
like blew my mind in chat over here. Completely
What's
like
up?
side topic. Yo, man,
Mhm.
Peter David died
Oh shit.
yesterday.
Who?
Apparently, he's a guy who's
Peter David?
really known in the comic book industry. That guy worked
name is very
on
familiar.
Ben 10 Alien Force, Young Justice, Star Trek, like Spider-Man. Guy's written like everything. Babylon 5. He was in like a ton of stuff, dude. That's crazy.
The guy that wrote for Ben
That's
10
pretty crazy.
died before a Green Lantern episode came out.
Oh no!
bad
The
omen.
day before. Oh,
no, oh my god.
That's
That's
a bad omen.
That's wild,
That is-
though,
that's
man.
bad.
Like that's like fucking crazy to think about.
No, that is crazy.
Thanks, rip to Peter
I mean,
David,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, rip.
Apparently he
Rest in
worked.
peace, Peter
He
David.
worked with fucking Stan Lee for ages, apparently.
Yeah. Someone said I got two things. So first, David says, Jabber, thoughts on the Kara versus Sonic.exe pitch being? I have not seen that. I'm still catching up on pitches though. Like I'm like I think I'm
I
most,
like that.
but I heard it. I heard Kara versus
went
Sonic.exe like
terrible.
went
It
really
terribly.
bad.
It was
Yeah.
awful. It was so funny. I loved it.
It's unfortunate memes, but yeah. Someone said, okay, now to the donation, Igneal. Oh, it's like a dragon. Like it's like Fairy Tale. Like I think that's Natsu's like part of his name is like Natsu Igneal, I think. Anyways, wouldn't the 11D scaling become Simone base after the Labyrinth? Also, some of the light novel scaling for Simone weren't used, but still Kyle should have won. I mean,
Yeah,
okay,
like
let me-
he should at least be 11D, right?
yeah, that's
Like that's
Yeah,
like safe.
basically-
Like nobody would argue that
Ba-
like 11D for him
Yeah.
is like not like safe.
Yeah, because like I mean, actually, come to think of it, I guess Simone being 11D at base makes sense because even in the final battle, right in the movie, like what was it? The anti-spiral's 11D attack, right? Destroys like Super Tekken Tobaguro Lagan, and basically it's just like breaking down the mech, right? And the mech is actually withstanding that 11D attack, right?
Yeah.
And even to the point where like Gurren Lagann is at its smallest mech, and like the anti-spiral's like, yo, like how is it even possible? You're literally holding out like at this level. This is crazy, right? So, and especially when Simone goes in and he throws hands with this 11D being, he fucking like he gives hands like anti-spirals. Oh, get the fuck off! Oh, like that's what happened, bro. It was some crazy shit. So yeah, like base, like Simone at base, like having like a measurable and like 11D attack podes, durability, whatever, all these resistance. That's fine. Like that's like I say, like for example, if you like were to throw him in a fight against like Goku, right? Like Simone doesn't even need his mech. He would literally like blitz him.
He just would physically like ragdoll him, just because
Yeah,
he's got the stats, bro. He's got the sauce. Like the thing that sucks
Yeah.
is just because we're saying he's not as strong as DC doesn't mean we're trying to invalidate the actual scaling he has. We're just trying to hold him accountable to the actual scaling he has, not do the whole he'll hypothetically transcend 1 to 2.3 dimensions upwards with no proof. Like, bro, like come on.
And like someone said, like was it? Did y'all see the G1 blog? By the way, they voted 15. Yeah, we all see it.
We know.
Yeah, we know.
talked about it before we
Yeah,
put it
like
up on the stream.
we messed with the G1 log beforehand, but like just because a bunch of people say like, "Yo, eating kryptonite is a good idea, you won't become a Superman villain." Well, guess what? That doesn't mean like everyone should follow along and do the same thing, right?
Eating
You're just
kryptonite is
you're just
a
gonna
good
become a
idea. You
Superman
become
villain,
bald.
okay? Yeah,
Oh my
like
gosh,
bro.
Jobber, who the hell do you think I am from Toys? Thank you for the donation, Toys. That's I got a donation for. Yeah, like the blog situation is pretty crazy. Like, I respectfully disagree with that blog, but like one thing that is like pretty objective is like, yo, like, listen, all right, everyone, actions speak louder than words. Okay, this is a baseline. If you have 15 in like 0, like, and you're saying this is close, that objectively it wasn't close. Like it wasn't, at least in my opinion. Like college droppers, like activity, and if I've seen people like saying like, hey, like, you know, the blog's like biased, like that was like pretty biased. Like even I think like I mean, looking at 15-0 and like saying, yeah, I think this blog has a teeny bit of bias. I think it's a little bit fair. Like, come on, like at least you can't tell me that not one person was written for Simone, right? So I don't know, but generally,
no, that is a crazy way. That is a crazy way. Saying they're being a little bit fair. Maybe they were being a little bit fair to some Simone arguments in that
like,
thing. But I read that, bro, and I'll admit I saw no level of fairness. I saw kind of like how I saw in this death battle a lot of picking and choosing about scans that we want to take versus just accepting everything like we do with the majority of like the Gurren Lagann stuff. To be fair though, I think everybody involved has been really good about picking out some of the BS like Gurren Lagann stuff. That is one thing I will say for this death battle. Most people have done well with like the 20 dimension scan stuff. Like
and also keep in mind, right? Once again, look at the pin, everybody. Please look at the stream pin. Please be respectful and cordial. Do not harass or like be nasty with people like you disagree with. Like I've seen like people like went out of their way to literally harass the people that made the vlog. Right? Like yo, like don't do that. Like stop.
Don't do that.
Like just
It's a terrible idea.
stop. Okay, that's not right at all.
I'm in a chat right now, and I talked about TF2 getting a little clip in the episode, and someone was like, "Didn't TF2 get a whole episode?" Someone was like, "Yeah, one too many."
Yo, they're spreading to other episodes. Dang.
Yeah, this is crazy. Oh wait, by the way, actually, I just remembered something. Yo, Pursuit, Medic versus Richtofen is actually being pitched.
It is. That's crazy.
Yes.
I can't wait to not watch
Medic versus Richtofen? Is that what you said?
I mean, at least
from Pod Zombies.
Oh my god, I'm about to lose everyone in my live stream because I don't give a fuck about TF2. Holy shit. Yo, Richtofen should destroy because he's a fucking boss, bro. I messed with some Richtofen back in the day. I'm at least familiar with Richtofen, okay?
He's kind of spitting. No. Let him spit. Let him spit. Let him cook. Let him cook.
We're
he might be spitting.
Right, but for the like, you know what? At least like, me personally, like as a TF2 episode, whether I would take Soldier Sarge and Medic Richtofen like over Spy 47. I don't really like Spy 47. Like I
don't want Spy 47 to ever happen, and I would rather any other Team Fortress 2 matchup happen.
I don't find Spy 47 like too interesting. I think like at least compare like if you compare like Spy 47 to like the other TF2 matchups, it just seems kind of boring in comparison. Like, well, I that's just my opinion. That's probably a hot take, or maybe it's the coldest take you've ever seen. And I just got a donation asking if I'm self-aware. Yes, I'm self-aware. Think it's student. That'd be funny if you watch
Detroit.
Yeah. It says, okay, $5 to McNeil. Then what is Super Tekken? What's Super Tekken Topa Gurren Lagann? I almost forgot the name. Holy shit!
Super Tekken Topa Gurren Lagann.
It's a mouthful, man.
Tongue twister Lagann. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Super tongue twister.
Lips,
Gurren
teeth,
Lagann.
tip of the tongue. Lips, teeth, tip of the tongue.
Like it says, it would have to be above 11D, right? And it's weird Kyle didn't notice who Seaman was. Like, yeah, like for me personally, like the cosmology of like Gurren Lagann, 11D, right? And I'd say like I think in my video I at least placed it like Midball like should be like 12D considering they just fucking I guess essentially absorbed all the dimensions and blew up the fucking cosmology or whatever, right? But it's also kind of funny. It's like, well, I guess you know what? Actually, Kyle is still strong at base. You wanna know why? Hey, so wait. Guys, get this. Simon's 12D, Kyle's 12. He's 12.3D.
Well, he wasn't 12D. They didn't have Kyle as 12D. They had him as 11D, right?
No. They had Kyle at 12.3D, like cosmology wise. But like here, look.
Well,
but I think
hold on. I thought they said that he started at 11D, right? He could absorb the entire 11th dimension, but that was like the best he had.
I think that's what they capped him at. Like I think as 11D.
Yeah, so he should be an entire dimensional tier below him.
Yeah, like he's okay, but like Deathbell has, Simon entire like at least at base or whatever, like a dimensional tier below like Kyle. On my channel, right? Context is like I had got those Simon to like 12D because like, well, I mean, he has to be like above like his verse at this point because they transcended or whatever. So that's like 12D. But the joke here is
that doesn't mean
like,
you scaled to 12D though. Like the entire thing. Like what the fuck?
I know, but be generous, stressing the time, space, dimensions. But it's still funny because Simon's 12D, and Kyle is 12.3D. So he just
Still would
stat
stat up, like stat stop him.
Yeah, but like keep in mind 0.3 though. I just have a 0.3. Yeah, Nimbus says 0.3 dimension.
And keep in mind, the 12.3 was everything underneath the source wall. The source wall would be an additional layer on top of that. That would be that would be 13. Like even in that logic. But none of it makes any sense if you actually sit down and like if you've read all this shit and start like trying to like piece anything together, because it's like, okay, this argument on paper makes sense, but the second you start using any other statements to criticize anything here, everything starts falling apart. It starts unraveling like a fucking piñata that's held together by one string, bro. You pull that one string and the whole thing falls apart. That's literally what this shit is, man. It's literally just debate.
Yep. Here I'm just catching up on some messages and stuff. Also, like chat, like I go for like just showing up in big here, just like sitting down for the conversation and stuff. It's pretty chill, you know. See more. It says, okay, all right. Sifter Luck, what was it? I'm gonna quote your name real quick. Everyone, take a look in the chat for Shifter Locker. See what's gonna happen to him. He's going to get timed out because he did not read the pin.
Lamau.
Bro is getting deleted.
He got shadow realmed for it. I'm doing similar over here. I've got people who are like wily. Yo, a man says, imagine making an embarrassing prediction video 3 weeks ago with the embarrassing video thumbnail. Yo, the crazy part was I say in that video that Death Battle was going to get it wrong. So was it really embarrassing that my theory was proved right? Get the fuck out of here, loser. Bye-bye.
Look at the
Jesus,
image you sent in the chat.
I sent an image. It says, guys who have a lot of water drips, guy who not have a lot of water.
Not have a lot of water, he said.
Oh my god.
The irony.
Guy who have a lot of water. Yeah, Kyle arguments versus Simon argument.
Someone, Lord Brother says, poor Shifter, he stepped in loser. Oh my gosh.
Stepped in loser.
Ew, I stepped in loser. Oh no, bro.
So I felt dropping the band hammer on that guy just now.
Bro.
It's the hammer! Don't take my picture!
Dude, it's Conquest.
I think, man, most of it is funny as fuck. Like, I think the funniest part about it is fucking his screech. He's like,
oh shit.
Muscle man, calm down.
I can't do it. I'll be too loud.
Oh shit,
I can do it
guys.
perfectly, but I can't do it.
Yo, guys, I have Kyle Rayner in the chat. The actual Kyle Rayner. Yo, he said he won,
Really?
so
How
that's
did it
it,
feel to
guys.
die?
GG. GG. Kyle Rayner said he actually won, so I'm just saying
Kyle,
it's
how
in
did it
chat.
feel to get
You won.
decked by a fucking shown
Anime
protagonist?
character.
He just said they re-edited the last few seconds of the battle to make him look bad. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I think, you know what, I gotta make like the Muscle Man.
It was
Actually,
all
probably gonna do that. I'm gonna make the Muscle Man meme where like Muscle Man reacts to like the verdict and he just like, he goes like, ah! He flips his tail, like, Muscle Man, calm down. I gotta make that in. So
The canon thing in this is Kyle Rayner is just like, dude, it's Simone from Gurren Lagann, and then he's like, take my picture with, and then it's the
Yeah,
end where
take
he
my
gets punched in
picture.
the face.
yeah, it's like that. That's what I gotta make that. It says someone said I don't speak power skill, or can someone translate? The funny thing is we're not even power skill right now. We're just fucking talking about like regular show and memes, bro. Like Tyrone, what
The translation is
What?
Kyle Rayner stronger, Simon stronger. It don't work.
Huh?
But
What is going on?
Kyle win.
Yeah, that's a
I don't know. It seems. I wish that we would have had more reasoning put into this. That's all I want, man. Is it so much
I
to ask
really
for reasoning?
don't like the ending segments they use to determine the winner. I hate that imagination section so much because it's
Like-
so arbitrary and it doesn't mean anything. And I feel like they labeled. I genuinely think that they just didn't communicate what they were trying to argue properly in that one
it's-
section because
it's
does
like
not
with-
make-
I think I know what they were trying to imply. They were trying to imply, well, they both break through a multiverse, so we'll just scale their multiverses similarly. And since that's the case, and we have on panel a big sexy anime image of like Simone, like transcending those dimensions. Since he can transcend those dimensions and we directly have that on panel, he'll just like win because he could transcend like the other dimensions, and that's how we'll cross that gap. And it's like, bro, like, can we use any level of
So
like,
here we
reasoning
have.
here?
So here we have Kyle having a much wider variety of imagination, and we even say it ourselves. He has the superior animation or imagination, but Simone has energy absorption. Therefore, their imagination is tied.
So,
Yeah, because
Sharp Claw
anything he
Simone
can
had-
imagine, he can absorb. That's how it works.
Yeah,
Because
Sharp Claw in
because
chat
the
said,
cosmologies are so similar. That's the argument, like legitimately.
This
Yeah, but,
is
like,
so weird.
But Sharp Claw, in relation to what we're talking about right now, he said, I think they were trying to communicate adaptability rather than imagination.
Well, that's funny.
Would've
They
been way
said,
better if they categorized that properly.
yeah, it would have been way better if they used words to mean what they meant instead of not what they
just
meant.
didn't.
Like, what does that even mean? Like, how do I argue with that? That's like saying, oh, I know I said he was outerversal in the video, but when I said outerversal, I really meant universal.
You see, he has better shoes, but this guy's wearing better gloves, so therefore their shoes are even.
Well,
Yeah,
so
what?
was it Lord Blizzard? Gauntlet says Simon won because he looked cool with transcendent dimensions. Yeah, I suppose that it goes that way. But Lord Blizzard also said my only slightest minute problem in the fight is that Simon didn't yell, "My wife is the best in the universe" when he's swinging Kyle around. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a good reference. I see what you did there, Lord Blizzard. That's a pretty good reference.
My wife. I miss my wife, Tails.
I miss my wife, Tails.
Yeah, that's my
That's a reference that came out of nowhere.
But counter argument to Lord Blizzard. What if Kyle just like says, "Surprise for you in the fridge," and then like Steve was like, "Oh God, Data!" That was a funny beat, bro.
That was a funny
He says
meme,
my
I'll
wife
admit.
is the best in the universe, and then he gets hit with a fridge.
He goes to the fridge. That's
Yeah,
some devious
that's
work
rough.
right there.
That's what they should have had happen,
That's
is
rough.
have like alternative features and Kyle roll up and be like, I turned my wife into a fridge, and like roll up on him like twisted as fuck. That'd have been hilarious as hell.
I turned your wife into a fridge like they did in that one fucking
Yeah.
regular show episode where Rigby became a house.
Yeah. So random name said still mentally stuck on the fact they thought Dr. Manhattan. They thought. Oh wait, no. It's fine. Sorry, you misspelled it. I'm trying to read this. He
They
thought
thought.
Dr. Manhattan is equal to anti-spiral. Like genuinely, that's blocked to be. I guess it hasn't, but it has random name befuddled that they equaled the Dr. Manhattan and the anti-spiral, that they're both comparable in like powers.
Who's stronger between the two? I don't know any Manhattan shit.
Manhattan like casually.
I don't
like,
know anything about
Manhattan nuked White Lantern Kyle Rayner.
Oh, okay. Then that
He's the
makes
guy.
sense.
He's the guy who walked up to him and
He's the
said,
guy.
"Nah, you don't get to shine as bright anymore. I think you'll just be green from now on," and nerfed him into a Green
Just
Lantern.
green.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like,
like-
yeah, green with envy now,
Green's
motherfucker.
my favorite
So-
color.
Yeah.
So like anti-spiral's like Dr. Manhattan level? Like I
So
mean,
that means anti-spiral is Dr. Manhattan level, and
Which-
since Kyle is or Simone is superior to the
Because we're not-
anti-spiral,
yeah, we're not like
he's superior to
account-
Manhattan.
yeah, because we're not accounting for like our force hacks potency because apparently this doesn't exist anymore here, I guess. But
Like in their eyes,
um,
though, I could understand the Dr. Manhattan reference because they probably perceive Dr. Manhattan as far less powerful than he actually is. To be fair, the only thing we see Dr. Manhattan do in a lot of people's eyes on panel is like destroy a universe. Because a lot of people don't even think he's attacking the multiverse, even though in that comic book he literally attacks Superman on a fundamental level across the entire multiverse.
He still loses. What a jobber.
Like, I don't know, man. This shit is weird.
it's still kind of interesting though that like in the animation,
Cosmic Armor Superman was pretty funny.
That
Oh,
shit
yeah.
was hilarious.
That
That
was
was probably
pretty-
the
yeah.
highlight of the battle in terms of memes, bro.
Bro.
That shit was
like
crazy.
Especially with like the arguments you were fucking going through recently, Lumos. that kind
Oh
of
my
is perfectly
God.
timed.
You don't even know, man. Don't even get me started
I
on the
just-
cosmic armor weebs I deal with.
yeah. Also, there was two things right for my chat right. Just so you know, I'm very close to 10K. Like I think I'm 9,998. Yeah, 98K.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
I'm very
getting
close.
he's getting
No,
really
subscribe.
close.
No, hit
He's
that-
he's getting really close to
unsubscribe,
10K. Make sure you subscribe to me
Yeah.
so he doesn't reach 10K. That's what he really
Wow.
means, okay,
Nah,
guys? Because
everyone
I
subscribe
need
to-
to hit 10K,
No, no.
okay?
If
That's
this-
really
this
what
stream
needs to
actually-
happen.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know, but like, hey, if this stream actually like if during the stream I actually get to 10K, I will stream all day.
Open a bottle of
I
Hennessy
will stream all day.
and drink
I
it
swear
all.
to God, I will stream all day, bro. Oh my gosh.
What are you at right now?
Yeah.
What are you
right
at?
now, specifically here, let me look, because I can't see my full thing real quick. I am at. Let me go here. I'm gonna look this. Let me look. Oh my gosh, I'm being a boomer right now. I can't work my
Come
computer.
on, Java.
Can't
Just look
compute.
at your goddamn
Dude, I'm literally at 9,000.99K. I'm so close to like 100K.
Oh,
yo.
you're literally on.
Holy
I'm
shit.
literally on 900.
I'm teetering on it. Like, come on, God, come on, guys, give me to
You were
10K. That shit
you
would
were
be
a
hype.
bee's dick. You were
That
a
was
bee's
shit.
dick for.
Oh my gosh. Well,
You should have asked
yeah,
him when you had like almost
Please.
300 people in this.
I
lost
didn't
your
notice. I
chance. You lost your chance, buddy.
There's 100.
Hold on.
Over 100 watching. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Tustac 4 inside my comment section. He says the take at the end of it says it's about willpower. Kyle needs a whole team to overcome the doubts about himself. A child, Simon, only needed Kamina. Yo, when did Kyle need a team of people to overcome the doubts in himself?
He needed his White Lantern.
He became Ion
needed his X-Men.
by himself with literally nobody training him. Like, what? He overcame the concept of willpower alone. That was like the whole point of that arc, is he was like so far beyond everyone now. He didn't need anybody or anything.
Also, yeah, that's true. Also, like, Major Metroid says $5. No donation, thank you. Wait, the next episode is number 200, which is supposed to be Ash versus Yugi. What the fuck?
This next one's episode 200. Well, they said that Ash versus Yugi was going to be, but they also said that they were going to delay Ash versus.
I don't know anything about, like, I guess if it was supposed to be it, like.
Okay, yeah, I'll explain it. It was concretely supposed to be Ash versus Yugi. They said that like a few times that they wanted that to be 200, but apparently they've delayed Ash versus Yugi for reasons I'm not sure.
I'm okay with that.
There's
As long
some
as it's a good battle.
animation stuff going on.
Yeah, like just take the time.
Iron out.
As long as it comes out as a good battle,
Fully
is all I
iron.
give a fuck about. I can complain about the scaling till the end of time, but you know what? I want to see a banger animation. If they need to hold it back for that, then fucking more power to them.
Yeah. Also, here I got something for you guys. Two things that me and Lord Blizzard just noticed. So first, there's two things here. If you look on my screen. So
I'm looking.
Okay. So Kyle, that's Kyle. Simo, he transforms into this like 11D form, right? Or whatever. They already said that base Kyle is like, you know, fucking already stronger than this Simon right here. And he can warp to that higher dimension to fight him, but instead, and also, Simon literally does the EY step and loser. He literally tries to stomp on Kyle, but Kyle immediately goes like White Lantern. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. Like, if you want White Lantern here, you should just like one shot like Simon. But
they're saying base Green Lantern is Source Wall tier, and the White Lantern upgrade got him an additional tier upwards that lost to this Gurren Lagann. Like, I don't understand the reasoning here. It makes no sense.
We're all figuring this out like in real time, like literally just
like they look at this. They're literally looking at universes. This is the bleed. Like this is literally how the bleed is described and shown.
Alive kind of goes hard.
Yeah, like this feels pretty good. Oh yeah, and by the way, I think Lumos, let me look at your stream thumbnail real quick, guys. I think I've ever. So let me look.
It's the bot. It's the bot stream thumbnail.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, because I think I've seen some people like complain about. Listen, the context for that the thumbnail that Lumos has right now, because I made it. Basically, I'm not even joking. It's the thumbnail's literal. That actually happened. Like, if you go check like Lumos's like basically Kyle Simon
hey, if you think I'm doing it to be malicious here, yo, I'm so malicious that I actually traveled backwards in time and did 2 videos and had Jobber posted on his Twitter. That's how malicious I am with that thumbnail, bro. I'm so good. I'm time traveling.
Yeah,
you know,
like,
maybe I should be in the next death battle, bro. They'll think I'm top tier if I could time travel.
Yeah, let me post. I'm gonna go to your chat and post the link to my Twitter thing, because basically, dude, as soon as you said Silver versus Trunks, dude, I'm not even joking. As soon as you said Silver versus Trunks, in my playlist, right, that plays music in the back for the stream, Hedge of Tomorrow started playing.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's good timing. But yeah, like, anyways, like, once again, context, like, Lumos, like, basically a Simon fan actually had ChatGPT scan Lumos' entire Kyle vs. Simon video, and this he had this robot AI come up with like a whole thesis counter argument that was like super passive aggressive towards Lumos towards this whole video, right? And like, yeah, so he had an AI. A commenter had an AI debate Lumos Theromax, a human, essentially. It's some crazy shit. So the thumbnail you guys seeing on the stream, and I think for the previous stream, that is literal. He's not literally just calling everyone all Simo fans bots.
He's not calling people bots. He's literally.
I'm calling bot people bot ass people. Okay, if you make bot ass arguments, guess what? Whether you're a DC fan, whether you're a Gurren Lagann fan, if you make bot ass arguments, you get called a bot. Like, how is that hard for people to understand? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, like if you guys go to Lewis's comment section in that video, just click the filter, go to newest, and you should find it.
You will literally find the guy being a bot and using bots for his argument, bro. Like,
literally.
And if someone's thumbnail saying bot people or bot people makes you mad in the chat, then bro, you're acting like a bot. Stop it. Like, that's like literal bot behavior, bro. Chill.
Yeah, and I even made sure to post on Twitter because the context is crazy. Like, here I just put it in your chat, Lewis. But if I want to see
that was funny as
go ahead.
fuck.
I'll post it in my chat too as well. Like, that shit's crazy as hell. Here, let me put this here too in my chat. Yeah, like it's pretty funny. Holy shit, like.
Jobber, did you reach 10K?
Did I? I gotta look.
Yo, Jobber 10K.
It says 10K.
I reached 10K!
Oh, you guys let me down. You let him reach 10K first. Damn it.
I reached 10K.
Lumos is seething.
Damn it, dude. I'm trying to be Jobber there. Shit, I have to try harder.
I just reached 10K. Oh my god.
10K on stream? 10K on stream?
No, thank you, chat. Oh my god.
The 10K stream.
Oh my god, the 10K stream is gonna be
We were here,
today.
chat.
Oh my gosh, there's so much too. Like, oh my goodness. Thank you, chat. But seriously, that's crazy. I got this. Hold on, I gotta read some more chat stuff, and I'll post this thing on the 10K on Twitter. That's crazy. Look, I'm trying to keep up. So, how strong is the there's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna read some. Lord said, "Oh yeah, interesting thing that I've noticed long ago, but didn't want to juke myself over. If you look at Save the Death Kickstarter tiers, can be tied to losers, all except Simo who broke it. I guess it's pretty dramatic. Let's see here. Wait. It says, wait, didn't Anti-Spiral go up to Simon's level after he became Super Tekken Gort? Oh my god, I can't fucking pronounce this, man. Holy shit, I'm stuttering. Super Tekken Toppa Gurren Lagann. Okay. So would Kyle growing with Simo not matter as Simo beat Anti-Spiral anyway afterwards?
But he beat somebody who could evolve. Kyle never evolved, though. You don't have any evidence Kyle evolved. Duh. So how could he beat somebody who can evolve? Huh?
Bro, my brain is slowly entering the multiversal labyrinth right now. Pursuit, stop hacking me to death.
Sorry.
Stop using your hacks, bro. Like
the multi-demonetized labyrinth.
Like that's what my brain's entering right now. I'm like your ultimate the demonetized souls. You Jobber.
The demonetization labyrinth is crazy.
As long as you have intelligence, Jobber, which you have a little of, you will never escape like this. I'm like,
as long as you job.
My brain's as long as you job, you cannot escape. So, oh my gosh. This is
I just don't understand things.
That's a statement. Just the most look into the overboy with that statement. Like, I don't. You know what, Lumos? I know what I imagine. Not only is you looking towards the overboy when he made that statement, but also you doing a moonwalk towards it, like Parallax Hal Jordan.
The monetization labyrinth. I might actually write that.
Oh, you should make an in for that.
I might
see here. Hold on. Let's see. There's more more comments and stuff. Try to get to everyone's I'm trying to read everyone's. Let's see here. Bruh.
You just got two. You just got two donors in a row.
Yo, chill. Yo, I gotta try to get to all y'all. Hold on. Okay, let me look. Let's see. The only thing I was never stated is that there are only 11. It says the only thing I have to say is that it was never stated there are only 11 dimensions of the God. We could be on our well, even if it's listen, even if there wasn't a statement saying that there's only 11 dimensions, there's provably only 11
Yeah,
dimensions.
you can only go based on what you can prove in the verse. That's why it's
we can't, like,
that's why it's important to, like, I don't know, only go by what's said in verse. You know, statements that are internally consistent with everything inside their respective verses. That's kind of important.
yeah.
Otherwise, you're just playing speculation.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
And
it ties in also,
if
like,
you
those
want to
styles.
do that, that's cool. Let's do that with DC.
Yep.
Oh,
Well, I
wait,
think
that's
that-
how we get to no limits, or that's how we get to equalizing everything for everyone, right? We're just like, oh, well, if that's the case, fuck it, we're just gonna make it, like, equal stats, essentially. They're just as strong as one another.
Another question is, did you guys disagree with Ghost Rider versus Spawn?
I don't
agree
even
with it
remember that
100%.
one.
Oh.
Ghost Rider.
okay.
I love Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
Ghost Rider,
Okay. It's
my
I
favorite
imagine,
episode
is
this
gonna
season.
win that shit, but I don't know. I don't
Spawn
keep up
won.
with either one super
Lamau.
hard.
Actually, come to think of it, like, this pretty similar, I guess, you know,
Circumstances.
well, yeah, like, tying, like, Spawn and Ghost Rider to, like, this one, like, as well, but the only difference is that, in the end of the day, like, Simon ended up becoming more powerful than, like, Kyle or something, and I guess he had, like, maybe, I think, the better axe, I don't know, but, so, at least some people are saying. What's planned for 10K? I'm gonna see if I can just stream all day. Like, and also at least for, like, stream all day for 10K, but also a video. I do have a video plan. Like, I want to make an Ace Attorney video. That'd be really special. Y'all can see the jobber.
Jobber bringing in the
Ace
Jobber
Attorney.
Goat Out Lord.
Good
Yes,
Lord.
yes.
It's about time. Yo, Jobber
I
actually
will
making
make
a
an Ace
ton of
Attorney.
content on something other than his favorite verse ever. Let's go.
Jobber
Yeah, I
actually
know,
making
right?
content on Ace Attorney.
Unbelievable!
I never thought I'd see the day.
Unbelievable. I know, right? And I've never made like an Ace Attorney. That's kind of crazy.
Exactly,
I'm named Jobber
that's really
Goat Out, but I've
funny.
never made an Ace Attorney video. Crazy.
It's like
Let's
me
see.
being the. That's like me being after Spiral. I have gone.
Yeah. So what was our thoughts on the animation? Person that was good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It was short, but it was a banger. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think it was really good too. I think I can like it being short. I think it's completely excusable given like it's like a completely hand-drawn 2D animation. That shit costs a lot. It takes a lot of time. Like,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I
I'm
think.
100% okay with it being as short as it was. Like as fast, like it felt really fast paced, only
Mhm.
because of how short it was. But then there's
Yeah.
also like moments in the animation where iffy. Like a lot of Kyle's, like he looks like he has elephantitis through most of the scenes. I can't lie, but it's all pretty good. It's all really good.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I didn't have any problems with the animation. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't
was
think
dope.
I didn't think it was bad through any means. They were doing just like crazy ass constructs and shit that were completely out of character. That would be like my biggest thing. Is like we were clearly just doing this shit for visual effects and badassery. And I was
Yeah.
like, that was clearly what we were doing here.
Wait, like does Kyle even know who Cosmic Armor Superman like is? I kind of just realized that. Does he?
No, probably not.
Oh, that's.
Or maybe he
something.
does.
I don't know. But like,
Oh.
it's weird to see Kyle, who has no idea
Who was
who that figure
T-posing
is.
in the wall?
Yeah, let me look here.
Everyone probably, but let's see.
Let's see who is. What if they drop references in here?
It might have.
I don't think we're close enough to be capable of telling.
Oh, that's a bit clearer.
Uh,
Full screen.
yeah.
Jobber.
Full-
Zoom. Enhance.
I can't enhance it, but let's see.
Yeah, I think it's just randoms. At least as
Yeah.
far as I know, I can't think of maybe.
Oh my god, it's a
Yuga-Khan.
Balrog.
Wait, no. I know this one. Look over here, guys. Look at my mouse. That's
Optimus
Lex...
Prime.
No, look, that's Lex Luthor.
Is it?
Yes,
I can
look.
see that. Yeah. Oh, it
That's
is.
Lex
It's his Injustice 1 sprite.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
That's
actually, you know
that's a
what?
great attention to detail.
You're
What the hell?
actually right. That is his Injustice 1, body.
Yeah, it's
and
his
if
Injustice
you
1
want further
suit.
proof of that, the one to the left is Ares from Injustice 1. Same
Oh
same
my-
animation model.
That's really cool. Wow, that's
That's
a really,
really
good attention to
funny.
detail. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, that's pretty fucking sick, dude. Because like it also
I think we
references
get a
the.
closer view.
I think do we? Look.
Yeah, like we get a little bit of a closer look at when he's like spiraling towards it.
The quality's a bit again. Yeah, never mind.
I think-
Yeah,
it's
it's
closer, but
blurred.
we don't like, see the quality.
I think it sharpens a bit when he's like getting closer. Yeah, like
Yeah,
for that
it's
one
like-
split
it's
second.
like barely.
Angle, you
Yeah,
just
it's
can't
hard to see.
much, though.
Yeah, but it's also a reference to the DCA was it animated
Animated universe,
like,
yeah.
Because they even showed a clip of
Yeah.
it with the Lex Luthor with like the anti-life equation, right? And with the Kyle clips, right? Yeah, because he used the life equation. And basically, the theory is, I think, the popular theory what happened to Darkseid and Lex Luthor in that show after they accepted the anti-life equation, that they were like trapped into the source wall, or I think that was supposed to be like the intention or something. I don't know, but that's really cool. That is really cool attention detail.
Robert,
Love
you
that.
see the little almost arrows next to the M button
Next to the M button
on
For,
your
like, what?
keyboard? Like pause a video and press those little like directional keys.
And it'll go
Why?
like frame by
The
frame.
greater than, less
'Cause
than.
it goes frame by
Yeah.
frame.
It goes frame by frame.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah,
Just for
boys.
5 seconds.
I do.
It's next to the M
Like,
button.
on your.
Next to the M button.
Yeah, you're talking about like the
It
greater
looks
than,
like
less than
little
symbols.
left and right. Yeah, greater than less.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Than. Look at that.
I'm learning
Yeah.
things today. Wow.
10K, and he's still learning.
Now you
Let's
can go frame by frame.
Wow. I didn't. This is useful.
Yo,
How come I
boys,
didn't do this?
It's really useful.
unfortunately,
go.
I'm getting real life memed, and I do gotta call it here. Unfortunately, as much as I want to keep the stream going with as many people as I got, yeah, the real world is calling. Unfortunately, boys, but keep it rolling, okay? I expect to see everyone
Hell
from
yeah,
my
man.
stream go troll
Yeah.
Jobber's stream, okay?
All right. Yeah, like this is just. And then
And-
you like zooms. Here, I'll just continue this.
And for all of those on Jobber's stream, yo, go like and subscribe to me and everyone else inside the chat, boys. Good as always, and don't work too hard.
Bye,
Lumos. Sorry,
Lumos.
Lumos, thank you for
Later, boys.
showing up. Yeah, this is. Dude, just like. Can't believe I didn't know this. Look at me go.
You're geeking. over,
I
like,
know this is so
the-
useful. Look
Yeah.
at that. That's so cool.